everybody. How you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers Watch Along, brought to you by Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY Hockey to get Coors Light delivered or find a store near you. Bill Matz here, Charlie O'Connor there, Kelly Hinkle down there. We're watching the game along with everybody. Hope you enjoy the second screen experience
in a brand new studio.
Yeah. We gotta keep it fresh.
Locations.
Not to mention like the couch is in here. I'm not sitting in there for 3 hours.
It is a much more comfy look.
Yeah, this is. Sure. I am absolutely fine with sitting here for a game. Couple seconds in, the Flyers. What did they ice it or go off sides? Like 5 seconds into the game.
They won the opening faceoff, though.
Oh well, that's good.
That's something.
All right. Korpisalo in net. That's always good to see. He stinks. Maybe we get a win here. I'm looking forward to tonight. We get Bobby Brink back in the lineup. Emil Andre still in here. Michkov's first game against the big bad Bruins is going to be a fun night.
It sure is, Bill. I'm pretty excited about it. I wore these exact articles of clothing on Saturday, and they won.
Okay.
Which means that we're guaranteed to win tonight.
Is that Owen Tippett?
It's Owen Tippett on the jersey. Okay. It was either these clothes or the fact that a friend of mine from Louisiana came up specifically to watch the game. Perhaps he was the good luck. Who can say?
Well, we'll find out.
We're going to find out. We might have to fly
certainly not about
here.
The team putting forth the effort.
The only actual important variable here is Kelly's shirt choice.
Yeah.
Yes, truly.
I mean, it's not the only important variable. There are several important variables. That's one of them.
Which Ayrson shows up, you know.
Yeah. Which shirt did I wear? Will anyone win a face-off besides Sean Couturier?
Whomst can say.
Many variables.
Whomst can say.
You gotta get Bobby Clark at practice, man.
I'm telling you. Vince wants to know if we need food. He paid $4.99 to ask us that question. Hi, Vince.
Well, Farabee doing things early.
Super chat from Vince already asking if we need food.
I mean, I don't turn down
like
free
Vince,
dinner,
you're the one who's gonna pay for the food ultimately, so you could have just like texted me to ask. He probably did, and I didn't see it.
That was close.
Oh, almost a goal. Bobby Brink, almost getting one there. He wants to stay in the lineup.
Strong first shift for this Lawton Farabee Brink line. Farabee doing things on the first shift. Brink nearly scores a goal. Travis Sanheim activating down low. So good signs early, I guess.
I feel like since we've been without York, we've been getting the active Sanheim more often than last season. Maybe he was just jumping up and like he did have a bunch of rushes where he either joined or led the rush and just nothing came of it as the Flyers turned the puck over at their own blue line. But we've just seen a little bit more of an aggressive shooting mentality from Sanheim since York left. And that's the guy we need to see because like anything else isn't good enough.
Well, when we talked to Travis Sanheim, I believe it was before. I think we talked to him before Sunday's game. Yeah, that was when, because we didn't talk to anybody before Saturday's game because it was a 1 p.m. game. Sanheim basically said, "Look, like I am going to activate more alongside Rasmus Ristolainen as opposed to when I'm alongside Cam York because there's only one puck."
Yeah.
They can't both activate on every single shift. Whereas with Risto, he can be pretty confident Risto ain't going to activate. So you are going to see a more active Travis Sanheim, but I didn't think he was being passive to start the year. It was just Cam York was probably being a little bit better.
And we did see a couple of goals out of Cam York early on. They are going to have to kind of read each other in terms of the activation. Because as we've seen early, when the defensemen don't communicate, that is a hell of a save.
I wasn't sure in real time whether Brink shot it off the side of the net or not. No, Korpisalo made that save.
He got over and made that save.
It's a really good save.
There is like a delay typically, so we'll do the clap thing again, Kelly, in the second period.
Okay.
It's you weren't here for the last watch along, Charlie, but people asked us like they would pause their feed and we do the clap like the Broad Street Hockey radio days, so they knew when the puck was down.
That's cool.
Yeah. But for the first period, everyone's just going to have to deal with it. I see a comment, Bill, those are some loud shoelaces. Yeah, Ross,
They're great.
These Ghostbusters Pumas that hit shelves, like it was like a midnight release. I like stayed up all late, made sure I was there so I could get them right away. I figured it was just like one of those shoe drops where things sell out right away. If you go to Puma's website right now, I think they still have like a full stock.
The fact that, Bill, you are like kind of a shoe person is still kind of wild to me.
I just like, like my loud, like bright orange, Air Force Ones, and like the Kelly Green Jordans. Like I just like stuff that stands out more than any specific shoe. This is my first pair of Pumas. I like them. They remind me of Etnies back in the day.
I love that for you.
Skate shoes.
Again, all of these words mean nothing to me.
You weren't a skate shoe kid in high school, middle school?
I wasn't a skater.
But
Neither was I.
You listen to emo music.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I thought
a
those
skater.
things went hand in hand.
Right?
Nope. I was only into the music. I wasn't into the fashion.
I see. Curious.
I wore band T-shirts. That was the extent of my emo music fashion. You're not going to find any weird haircuts from me back in the.
I was going to say, did you have like a little?
Sure didn't.
No,
completely
My
normal.
parents wouldn't let me have a mohawk.
What about now, though, Charlie? It's never too late.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
The bangs, like
Yeah.
I'm good.
the emo kid in
Nope.
like the
In
goth
South
kid in
Park.
South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
And like my hair is still red now. When I was younger, it was significantly more red,
Oh, I love
and that did not necessarily go with the vibe of the emo scene. And I had zero interest in dying.
I was going
Charlie,
to say you had to go to.
We have
Hot
been
Topic
getting
and get
for
some-
especially your post game hits. I don't know if it's the lighting or whatever. Maybe you do your hair different for game days. We have gotten a lot of comments.
It
People
looks
love your
great.
hair
Oh,
in post games.
on camera.
Love that. Yeah, I don't do it any differently.
No,
The lighting is
Possibly
Working.
the
all
lighting.
right. Someone does,
Or it could
That's gonna be
potentially
off.
be because by the end of a game, I've had my hair like in a style for 5 straight hours post fixing it. So maybe it looks better a little bit like messed up. I don't
worn
know.
out. Yeah, it's.
I don't know.
Someone said I could see Charlie rocking Jenkos.
My God.
That would be awesome. All right, there's another little face-off win there. Flyers with 4 shots in the first 5 minutes of the period. It's not as if that's any great accomplishment or anything, but for this team, it's
over the past couple
having more than
weeks,
3 in a
yes.
period is
Over the past couple weeks,
Is
it
a
would be
win.
a dramatic improvement. You're right.
Yeah. It's a dive.
Shorty coming.
Lawton.
Of course, it was on Marchand.
Yeah. You should be allowed to cross-check Marchand.
100%. Put it in the rule book. Friend of the pod, Gritzy Ross, saying she'd pay to see me wear Heelys. I would fall down instantly if I was wearing Heelys.
Do you remember soaps?
No.
They had like the grind thing, so you could like grind like on a skateboard, but in your shoes. It was like a
No.
plastic thing
In the middle.
in the middle. They were dangerous as hell.
Oh, I bet.
That
Oh my
sounds-
God.
Kelly was Hot Topic all the way. Kelly was goth.
I mean, I
High
went.
school Kelly was
I
goth
went
as
to Hot
hell.
Topic. I just bought the
Yeah.
CDs and the
Oh,
shirts.
I still go to Hot Topic
Yeah.
sometimes. I was there the other day.
I didn't buy the accessories.
I dyed my hair bright red at one point. Not like you red.
Oh,
Like-
like actual
like
Is
clown
that
Kool-Aid
what
red.
you?
red.
Is that
Like
how you
clown
rocked
red,
it
yeah.
at Woodstock '99?
My hair was not dyed at Woodstock 99.
Okay.
William, I'll
Noted.
let you know.
All right. Well, William, now we get to see if the Flyers can hold
Here it comes.
their 90% save percentage on the penalty kill.
The Flyers
The
save
power kill is
percentage
coming.
10% better.
Oh, boy.
Like, oh dear.
You.
Well, there's
Oh,
a
penalty
5-on-3.
Well, this should be fun for all of us.
Honestly, Pasta 1-0 with the Flyers goalie. Like, yeah.
He
He
probably
was
had
going
to
to
take him
score.
down, yeah.
Is that going to be? It's just a
No, I think
minor.
it's
It
just
looks
a
like,
minor,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
All
minor.
right.
All right.
But
Let's
pretty
see
long
how this
5-on-3
goes.
coming.
Yeah.
Pretty long.
And it's Lawton and Sanheim in the box.
Oh, boy.
boy.
Which is like 2/5 of your penalty kill.
Yeah, well, who does that leave you on defense? Because you got to play they're going to go
York's
2 defensemen.
out, so
York's
it's-
out. So Risto,
Risto.
Eric Johnson,
Jeez.
Sealer. I mean,
Risto and Sealer.
Well,
Risto and Sealer.
I mean,
are
do you
the
just
guys.
go those three because your other two defensemen left are Drysdale and Andre?
Maybe you only
Yes.
put those 3 guys out.
Yes. Perfect. Honestly, Risto, Sealer, and Cates. Perfect.
That makes sense.
It can't be better than that. I don't think.
Minute 30 plus of 2-man time. Okay.
All right. Okay.
That's as we talked about in pregame. So looking at those pasta numbers, he has 19 career hat tricks, 4 against the Flyers. He has no more than 2 against any other team. He's got 2 against Anaheim.
That's so annoying.
2 against Toronto, who he plays all the time, and 2 against Montreal, also in his division. So that's pretty funny.
Finn should buy us pasta for dinner.
I've just said it so many times already.
Send nudes. There's a lot of, I feel like.
All right, there
am
you
I
go.
the only? I'm becoming like a Rasmus Ristolainen truther. Nicely
right.
done,
Big
Air.
save there.
Nicely done.
Risto has looked good.
He's been legitimately
That third pair
pretty good.
struggled, and it was like, maybe they both suck.
No, it was just some.
And you got Risto away from Zamula, and things have gone much
He
better.
looks good with Sanheim.
All of a sudden, he's playing 20-ish minutes, and
I don't hate it.
They're not going poorly.
No.
That's another thing that has been brought up. They seems like they want to keep that Sealer Drysdale pair together.
Yeah,
I get it.
Understandably so.
Sanheim back on the left side playing with Risto.
Right.
If York comes back, I mean, he's going to come back at some point, we believe. But in 2 weeks or whenever it is.
Yeah.
Do you put those 2 back together? Or do you maybe think about something else?
Yeah.
William, let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm just thinking.
I think the Sanheim York pairing was looking really good.
Yeah.
And,
no, it was the only good pairing.
And I would be inclined probably just to put it back together and try to find a way to figure out the third pair in another way. Because presumably, if Rasmus Ristolainen is playing well on the first pair, he would therefore, logically, you would think, be able to thrive in, here goes Scott Lawton on a breakaway.
There we go, Lawt's out of the box.
Oh,
Korpisalo gets over.
You bastard.
Hathaway robbed. That's rough. Like Lawton maybe.
I
could
can't
stretch that out a little longer.
I can't blame him for the pass on that one.
No, not. He should have.
He didn't have a great
maybe,
angle.
Yeah, maybe cut in a little, but there was a guy coming over. Let me see this again. He doesn't have that much.
Yeah,
of a
he doesn't
step.
have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
McAvoy's
That's
a good
save.
defense, but just a really good save.
Yeah, just a good save.
Of course, Korpisalo is on to start this game.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Naturally.
Hathaway waited a little bit on that shot. He took a little time. If he would have been able to one-time it, might be a goal there, but he has to settle it, which gives Korpisalo a little bit of time to get over. I think that's more or less what did it. But I think Lawton had to get some sauce on that pass to get it over McAvoy, so that probably plays into why he couldn't one-time it.
Eunice Korpisalo this season, an .850 save percentage and a goals against over 4.5.
Well,
so,
I mean, it's
of
better
course,
than 2 of the Flyers' goals.
Yeah,
so.
no, it is. But not that much.
Not that much.
But it's like, of course, he has 2 huge saves in the first 8 minutes of this game. He's got a goals against approaching 5. That was a huge kill. I mean,
It was
especially
very
against
good.
a team and a player in David Pasternak that has dominated
Killed
the
you.
Flyers lately.
Yeah. Killed your entire organization for the better part of a half decade.
100% expected at least 1 goal on that 5-on-3.
The penalty kill remains elite.
It is quite good.
And that was, I mean, again, with Lawton and Sanheim both in the box,
Yeah.
it's like, who's going to play?
It's a well-coached unit. It really is. And there are a lot of things so far this year that have not been as good as were last year. If you're looking at the season overall, the penalty kill appears to still be good.
It's nice to have one good thing.
Yeah.
Flyers right now, before tonight's game, 85.7%, 8th in the league on the PK. The power play is the thing. That's just insane. 10th in the league, 23.5. Penalty kill remains elite. Power play suddenly functional. Flyers considerably worse. They're never normal.
Incapable of it.
I would like to see some Flyers pressure. Is that crazy?
I get back on offense now. You killed the...
They were just
I know.
special teams.
I know.
Just saying.
But they're not now.
Fair. Well, now they get an icing. So.
They got a shot off after the...
Let's get Mish on the ice. Let's do some stuff.
Look, they have what I would consider to be probably the two best chances of this game, depending on how you feel about that one Pasternak shot that Harrison stopped.
True.
And you have two good chances. Korpisalo isn't a very good goalie, so you would expect if you continue to pepper him with those kinds of chances, eventually you're going to break through.
I hope so.
Logically, that would make sense. Now, again, hockey is not a logical game, so...
It's sad.
But... I'm coming away feeling okay with this beginning to a game,
I wouldn't say I'm displeased by it, Charles.
Big 5-on-3 kill, and then you've got some chances. They got some jump. It's a road game against a team that, at least on paper, maybe they haven't played that well so far this year, but on paper they're pretty good. Not a terrible start for the Flyers.
Oh, we have some pretty big news here.
What?
The Wayans brothers returning for Scary Movie 6.
Oh,
hey.
Okay. William, don't say that, because
I
with
know,
the
sends Charlie into it.
With the Flyers, it's like, oh, what do? Did they trade Michkov in the middle of the game? Like, I don't know,
life
man.
flashed before his eyes.
Yeah, like
We all saw it happen.
yeah, it's like the last time something like that happened, they traded freaking Cutter Gauthier in the middle of the first period.
That
did happen in the middle of the game.
That did happen less than 12 months ago.
It sure did.
Oh, man.
Good
The Flyers only played 81 games last year.
Yeah, that game never happened.
That Pittsburgh game just did not happen.
Yep.
It was not a real thing.
The players certainly treated it like it never happened.
It's when you know you're not going to have to answer any questions.
All right, kids, let's go.
All right. What do we want for dinner here? We'll think about that at intermission.
I'll let Charlie pick.
I already ate.
What in the world?
I didn't know that we were getting dinner, and I was hungry. So
What about second?
I got a
We
chicken
have-
quesadilla.
We have a where did it go? We have a super chat here. Another one from Gary B.
Very big.
Power play doubles in efficiency, but team regresses. Classic Flyer for you. Now listen, this is only the 10th game. We're 9 and less than a third of a way through. Like, maybe they'll figure it out. But the thing last year is you had two goalies around 9-10 up until January 20th. They don't have anything near that now. What was it, like 907 and 906 between the two of them?
Yeah,
And now you're in the
And a lot of
850s.
that was also the quality of the defense that they were playing in front. And so far this year, that has not been good. It's been quite bad, in fact. So
Some would say it's been bad.
but Tortorella's because I'm obviously not in Boston. But Tortorella's pregame availability was interesting this morning, where basically because it's the mom's trip.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
So Brian Smith, who works for the Flyers, and then Jackie Spiegel, who works at the Inquirer, they both, I guess, were trying to get quotes about the mom's trip because it's a nice little story. You interview a couple of the moms, you get a nice little tale to tell the readers, and oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, they don't give up goal there. Anyway, they both asked Torts questions about the moms, and Torts is just like, look, it's a great story. I'm happy the moms are here. I got bigger things on my mind. I got bigger things to deal with than the moms. And it just, the way he said it seemed like it just gave me either he watched the tape of Sunday's game and was real mad about it, which possible because it was an ugly game, or like they did the tape study and the session didn't go well. Like it just seemed like he was annoyed with something. That was the vibe I got.
Bobby Brink's mom complaining about his ice.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with the moms. Just saying.
It would be hilarious though if someone's mom like took him aside and was like, "John, you got a problem with my son?
John, what are we doing in the neutral zone?"
Unlikely it had anything to do with the moms.
I would be very surprised.
Bobby Brink's like, "John, why are you mad at me? Your mom."
It's just that I've interviewed John Tortorella enough to know when he's annoyed about something specific, and it was clear he wasn't annoyed with the reporters.
Okay,
so I don't know. It's just interesting. Seemed like he was annoyed with something.
Vince having trouble finding takers for the Halloween game. He's now in the chat.
Nah.
I would go in a second if I didn't have to go to stupid school.
You have to go to school?
Yeah. I'm not here to do school, Charlie. I'm here to do hockey.
Okay.
And yet.
I think about that all the time with like the 5.5 years I spent in college, what that cost. You know, I'm just a song and dance man. Could I have spent that time better?
A song and dance man.
That's what I consider myself, like Andy Kaufman.
Well, high praise, but also you do a little bit more than that.
Oh,
come on.
Frost looking for his first there. Couldn't quite corral it in front of the net.
He has been knocking on the door.
Tippett, come on.
I do. I like that move from Tippett.
I do.
Takes the puck to the middle slot, carries in a little power move. He just didn't hit the net.
He needs to get to the center of the ice far more often. Yeah. But then when he does, score too, man.
Well, I mean, as we said in the pregame, you guys are very, very angry at Owen Tippett.
He's a goal scorer with 1 goal. I'm going to be mad at him until he scores more.
Disappointed.
Also, I've bet on him like to score multiple goals basically every game this season, and he refuses.
Yeah, Bill's trying real hard to will it.
So he's lost you money.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are specifically annoyed.
I am in the red. I am in the red based on just Owen Tippett.
Given that contract, I feel
now
strongly
the Flyers
he
with a
should pay
counter
back.
rush. TK dumps in on that. We get another stop here just inside the 7-minute mark of the first period. Game is going to break. Bill did music theater in high school. I was in the middle school band. Me and my buddies played the xylophone, or as I called it, the X-wylophone, because you didn't need to actually play. And what we did was just hang out in the back and make up dances for every song. The X-wylophone, yeah. And we had like stupid choreography for every song. And in one of our concerts, a parent called and complained about what a disruption we were. It was my mom.
That's awesome. That actually
she got me in trouble.
That is truly amazing stuff, I will say.
The only reason me and some of my friends were in the band was you got to go on a Dorney Park trip.
That's one
year. One year you record a CD. Next year you go to Dorney Park. And on the way home from Dorney Park, we quit.
Beautiful.
But no, I did not do any music theater in high school.
I maintain that your life could be a screenplay.
I think it would be something.
It's a Kevin Smith movie. X-wylophone is fucking sending me. That's so funny. Oh, God.
One day, this election will be over, and we will not be subject to any more election commercials.
Literally.
And that will be a wonderful day for all of us.
Can't wait. I'm going to throw a party on Wednesday. The No More Commercials party.
I saw somebody
Is
tweet
that Morgan
today.
Frost's mom?
I don't know. I mean, that woman is definitely wearing a Morgan Frost jersey.
Morgan Frost's mom is hot.
Frost got his stick lifted as he tried to go across the crease there. It was a good chance.
Here's more moms.
Hi, moms.
And there's Brian Hardenberg in the background. He is like the
Hi,
Flyers
Brian.
like director of like player operations. So he's dealing with all that stuff, making sure the moms are having a good couple
Better
days.
make sure those moms are having a good time.
It's an important job.
Do they alternate years? Like 1 year they do dads.
They've done the
year they
dad's
do
trip for a
moms?
couple years in a row. This is the first mom's trip in a bit.
The moms deserve the trip. You know, it was the moms driving them to practice at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. It wasn't the dads. Let's be real.
Oh,
nice little.
They are eventually
play
going to get one of these redirects off the goalie to go. They've tried so many times. Charlie, we talked last show and last post game. It just seemed like Michkov just felt like he was a little tired, forcing things.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the 2 or 3 Michigan attempts? Like, is that just he's trying to show them thing?
No, I don't think, honestly, it has anything to do with anything aside from the fact that he just happened to be behind the net a lot. I think that when he's in that position, he's going to strongly consider doing the Michigan. And this was a game where he just happened to end up in that position a few times. I don't think that there was anything of him, purposely like, I'm going into this game to do a Michigan. I don't think that was it. I just think that was just the direction of the game. And when he's in that spot, he's going to strongly consider it because it's a very big piece of his arsenal in that spot.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to force it.
No, I don't think he does.
No.
Wow.
Oh my
Harrison
goodness.
with a monster save
Sammy.
there. Was that pasta there?
Not sure. We have the sound pretty low.
Well, the sound's pretty low, and we are about 10 feet away from the television, so player identification. Kelly and I talked about this last watch-along. Doing this gives you an even greater appreciation for how great JJ is and how hard play-by-play is.
Oh, I could never do it. No, that was... Ooh, here's Palin.
All right, Palin with chance.
Aww.
Nothing. No, that was a rough shift, too, for Drysdale and Sealer. I mean, they got worked a couple times, and then obviously there was that breakdown at the end. That was the Lawton Farabee Brink line, which is never going to be the greatest defensively, and the defenseman didn't do enough picking up the slack. Luckily for the Flyers, Sam Ersson did. He certainly looks better than he looked against Minnesota.
Yes.
Ersson does.
Got about 4 minutes left here in the first, 4:04, 4:03. If you're trying to keep the two things close at home, thanks for joining us on the PHLY Flyers Watch Along, brought to you by Coors Light. The Flyers try to get something going in the offensive zone here, but Boston counters.
I just want to see more from Tyson Forrester there.
Yeah.
I know he's not that fast. I get that. I get that he's not going to be able to turn the corner on too many defensemen in the NHL. But I want to see him maybe tie him up along the boards, just give the team an opportunity to win a puck battle, to keep possession, rather than just get knocked off the puck and then puck skitters to the corner. They pick it up and they do a breakout. That's not the Tyson Forrester we saw for a lot of last year when John Tortorella said he was our best player along the boards. That was not the best player on the team along the boards right there.
Won the Yuri Laterra Memorial Award.
Oh, God.
For the being an all-star along the boards. Is that what I think? That and the cocaine are things Yuri Laterra will be best remembered for, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's the energy
I love
guy.
how nothing came of that. It's it's in a foreign country. No one cares.
Well, it was my
NHL.
My understanding was that it was my understanding is that it was more him kind of getting screwed over by a friend.
Oh.
That it was he let his buddy who was having issues stay in his house. And his buddy said he was done with his issues and was not. So I think that's why the Flyers cut him some slack, because by all accounts, it was not Yuri who did anything wrong. If anything, he just trusted someone too much.
And
Which
based on the way those teams just came out flat to start every single game, I'd believe them. Yeah,
That's true. No one looked particularly amped
it's
up.
It's not like the team was like, oh my God, the first 5 minutes of every period, they're just ridiculous. No, they were terrible to start games.
Nope.
So
not a lot of
great
jump.
alibi, quite honestly.
Yes.
Look at if I was a cocaine dealer, would this team full of millionaires be this bad the first 10 minutes of every game?
But no, I do think that it's one of those things where if there would have been more there, I think there would have been more there, but there just wasn't. And the Flyers made the determination that Jori Lehtera was not at fault for this.
And let's face it, the NHL doesn't care about recreational drug use.
No.
They don't.
No.
Particularly that one.
And particularly not in the country that he's playing.
Yeah, and then it's a foreign country's problem.
It's like whatever.
Nah,
whatever.
But it so many. It's just never normal here.
Nope, never.
Never normal.
That was just one of those stories that, like, that happened.
Yeah,
like it's truly been forgotten about. Out of in the midst of every single other crazy thing that has happened in this organization over the last 6-7 years. I honestly forgot about the Jori Lehtera getting indicted or arrested or whatever.
Just
charged, I guess is the right word.
Believed to be involved.
Yeah, charged with a
cocaine drug conspiracy.
So among us.
Unreal. What a world.
Hey, it's Boosh.
I love old Boosh highlights.
Me too.
There's Keith Jones.
Jonesy.
Keith Jones scoring a goal.
There's Craig Berube.
Oh my God. What a team.
Craig Berube.
We used to have so much fun.
Still on the Bruins at that point. Like
110 years old.
What was that? 01. Colorado won, right?
Yeah.
Because 02 was that all-time Detroit team.
One thing I got a kick out of in that video, and these were like little clips of a game from 2000, and probably got about like 15 seconds of combined video of ice time. In that 15-second stretch, there were two times that you saw number 55, Ulf Samuelsson, literally jump on a Bruins player. Man, hockey was different back then.
What a time to be alive.
I don't even notice it that much, and then you go back and watch something old, and it's like, this is a different sport now.
It's 100%
This is a completely different sport.
Oh, someone is slow getting
someone
up.
on Boston looks a little banged up here.
Number 51.
About a minute 40 left here in the first. In between periods, we will not be staying with you between periods. After this first period ends, we'll be playing a mailbag recorded like last week for your viewing pleasure. If you haven't seen it yet, you'll enjoy that. There's some fun stuff in there, including why Charlie calls me William.
I can't believe you answered that question.
Of course I answered that question.
Died.
It's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
So stay tuned for that, or, do what we're going to do and order some food, go to the bathroom, whatever.
None of our business.
That was a nice pass by DK.
Not seeing any.
There's Michkov going around the defenseman.
He's had a few passes intercepted lately. And I get you have the puck a lot. You have the puck a lot. You turn the puck over a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the giveaway thing on NHL.com, and who are the leaders? It's all the best players in the league.
Right.
Indeed.
It's funny, though. The giveaway takeaway is still the stat that they aren't really paying attention to.
No.
It was like a day after Michkov had that great play in the neutral zone where he came up behind someone, lifted the stick, stole the puck, and created an odd-man rush the other way. He still had 0 takeaways. It's like, yeah, because there was just like an incredibly blatant one. Like, this was not subtle. And they just don't keep track of every stat. Gambling has at least changed, like, shots on goal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Blocks. Anything you can bet on is right.
Everything else, they don't really care.
Yeah.
Really nice first period with about 21 seconds left. Ayerson ices it. A little scrum here. That's fun. Sam Ayerson, easily the best player for the Flyers in this first period.
I don't think the Flyers have played bad, but yeah, he's been their best
I'm
player.
going to need you to not jinx that with 21 seconds left. If you think for a moment that he can't give up a goal with 21 seconds left.
I absolutely know he can.
Let's chill. Choose chill, William.
Ooh, Joel Farabee.
Look at him.
That could have been interference,
That
Joel.
was not.
That could have been
I
interference,
need
Joel.
I feel
I need to
strongly
see
that
more
that
context.
was yeah.
But
Hey, you know what? If it gets Farabee in the game and it gets him engaged,
Yeah.
sure.
this team has certainly needed some engagement here.
You know who never needs to be engaged? Garnet Hathaway.
He is. You know,
Nobody's
when you
in it the
said
entire
last,
time.
The
when you
whole
said-
time.
When you said last offseason, he's going to be fun.
He's
Like,
gonna be
if
fun.
for no other reason than we have to watch all 82 games, it is our job. We will enjoy watching Garnet Hathaway. Stuff happens when he's on the ice.
Sure
You are
does.
not wrong.
That has certainly been the case this year. Now, a few too many penalties.
Yeah,
Like there was one
probably.
game where the Flyers took 3 penalties. He was all of them.
Yeah, it was rough.
But that's going to happen with a guy like him. Sometimes you're going to be on the other end of it. He does draw a ton. He was flopping all over in, I think, the Montreal game. But that'll do it for the first. Boston wins the
Not
shot
losing.
battle 11-8. No score in the game. Well, there is a score. It's 0-0. I know that annoys some people. But nobody scored in the period. Yeah, people get mad when you say it's
Oh,
like
God.
it's scoreless or there's no score.
Folks.
People get mad about stuff.
Come
But
on.
we'll be back for the start of the second period. Stay tuned if you want to through intermission. We're going to play that mailbag for you. We have other stuff for next intermission. It's going to be fun. Until then, this is the Coors Light PHLY watch along. Choose chill. Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers, a very special edition of the mailbag. We're taking the mailbag from Monday into overtime because we got so many questions that I wanted to make sure we got to them all. And I don't like leaving you without content. Thursday and Friday are our off days with Saturday, Sunday games this week. 2 days without a show, that's too much. So we're going to get to drop this for you, a little bit of an overtime mailbag, if you will. So let's pick up right where Kelly and I left off on Monday. We have a question. I believe this came out of the Die Hard Discord as well, from Assassin2107. What do you want to see out of Cam York this year? If it's more offense, then is there a certain amount of points or something you'd like to see? Yeah, I think the number one thing from York is more offense. He has the 2 goals already, and they've been nice. They've been a couple of snipes, quite honestly. On Tuesday's pregame, I talked about the ways the Flyers had scored, and not a ton of traffic, not a ton of greasy goals. And it's hard to beat goaltenders clean. But Cam York has done it twice in the first 5 games already. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And with that comes hopefully some power play time for York. He had a lot of success prior to his pro career playing power play time. Would love to see a little bit more of that. Hopefully one day replace Igor Zamula. I love it was a nice story last year, Zamula, and he had that little run where he's putting up some points and the power play actually looked somewhat effective. And they need Jamie Drysdale to kind of take a hold of that first power play unit. They need Drysdale to be something, and on that power play is maybe where they can use some of his skill set the best. But hopefully York can maybe move into that power play 2 role, and then I think 40 points is always the bar. And he's moving towards that. If you look at the progression of his career, 10 points, 20 points, last year 30 points, you're hoping he can take that next step. And with some power play time and with what appears to be at least a functional power play, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I thought he took big steps last year, playing the big minutes, looked better defensively than he had in previous years. But if he's a true top pair defenseman, you need to see some offense. You need to see some points. I thought he deferred too much to Travis Sanheim in that regard last year, where it was Sanheim was the more aggressive one and York kind of stayed back. I would like to see York maybe put the pedal to the metal a little bit more, but good start for him. Just want to see him continue to build and really take a hold of that number one or at least top pair defensive spot, because along with center, that is something they are certainly missing. So thank you for the question, Assassin. Those were, we tackled the diehard questions on Monday's show. That was the last one of that round. Now we go to some questions from Twitter and social media. We kick it off with Sean Meese or Sean Miss. Do you think the way Coots is being treated is an under-the-radar reason why the Flyers are struggling? If you look back at the end of last season, their collapse seems to coincide with when Coots was demoted. Seems like he's lost the room. I guess he being John Tortorella. Listen, there's always a possibility with any coach, and we've seen it so many times here in Philadelphia, where a few decisions in a row just kind of leads to the team being done with the coach, not wanting to leave it all out there for the coach. I don't think we've seen that, the way the team has fought back in some third periods, even in that one Fedotov game when it was like, geez, this thing's a disaster. And then they come in with Ayerson and suddenly you see life again. They've battled throughout games. I don't know if they're done with the coach. And listen, Coots is longest tenured player on the team. They named him captain last year. Very well respected, certainly in that room. Here's the thing about the way he's quote unquote being treated, though. Sean Couturier, prior to the game on Tuesday night, the first of the home and home with the Capitals, he's on a 30-game drought. He has not scored in 30 games going back to last year. He has 1 goal in his last 42 games. The main reason for Sean Couturier's demotion is the way Sean Couturier has been playing. Now, we can say, listen, he keeps coming back from back surgery. They overused him. Then he had the core muscle injury. Now he's coming back from surgery. It's the beginning of the season. You got to see him get warmed up. All of that is valid, certainly. But everybody scores once every 30 games, right? Like, everyone in the league has a goal every 30 games. Nobody has 2 goals a season. That's like Nick Delorier had 1 last year. You know, that's basically it. If you are a player who belongs in the top 9, you score more than once every 30 games. I don't care what your usage is, what your deployment is. Someone takes a point shot that bounces off your cup and goes into the net. You get credit for that goal. That has not happened for Sean Couturier in 30 consecutive games. He needs to be better. I think he has shown signs in the second week of the season that he's had a little bit more jump. He's on the second power play unit as of at least the 2 games against the Capitals. That's what it looked like at practice anyway, was Coots was going to get those opportunities. But he needs to play better. That's what it comes down to. The coach might have an issue with he's just not fast enough, Sean Couturier, and we clearly know that Torts wants his centers, especially, to be fast, and playing him on 4th line left wing is maybe a little bit disrespectful, but you come up with lines that make sense. We did this exercise, Kelly and I, on Monday's show. I've talked about it with Charlie. Come up with 4 lines that absolutely make sense. Tell me who fits with Sean Couturier right now, because I can't come up with it. He's kind of the piece that I'm like, I don't know what I'd do either. I don't think there's an easy answer. I don't think there's 4 sets of 3 forwards with Sean Couturier included that you're like, all 4 of these make sense. That's where I'm at with Coots now. He needs to play better. I don't really know where he fits right now. I don't think that's the reason they've struggled. I think the reason they've struggled is they just aren't executing. No one isn't completing passes or messing up their D-zone coverage. Like, no one's doing that to spite John Tortorella. If so, they don't belong in the NHL. I just think they got to tighten some things up, as we talked about. All right, so that was Sean Meese's question. Thank you for that. Let's go to GDOD12. When do we start to worry that the defense is actually worse than we thought and needs more help than previously thought? I wouldn't say I'm there, But there is like a little bit of retroactive confirmation bias going on. Now we're going to see with hopefully Tuesday night and Wednesday, both of those games, the return of Nick Seeler. And I have started calling him Nicky Norris because it's like, oh, well, now our defensive problems are taken care of. We have the best player in the league, Nick Seeler, back. But at least that will normalize the pairs. Eric Johnson will go to the press box. He will be the 7th extra defenseman. And then we can get back to York Sandheim, which was effective for most of last season. We have Seeler Drysdale, which is the Seeler Walker replacement, which was an incredibly effective pair last year. And hopefully Drysdale can pick up where Walker left off and Seeler can be what he was last season. And then Zamula Ristolainen, which has had its ups and downs, let's say, to start this season. But I was just never terribly impressed with the names on this defense. There's some players I like. We just talked about Cam York, and Sandheim's probably a really good second pair guy, and Seeler was good last year. He's really come a long way in the last few seasons. We see something in Drysdale. Risto has improved from when they acquired him. Zamula is what he is. I don't think anyone's in love with Igor Zamula, but he's a bottom pair defenseman. I think I'm kind of already there, but I always felt that this defense would need revamping in terms of, well, when we expect them to be good, how many of these guys are here? And it's like 3, like York on the top pair, Sandheim on the second pair. Maybe he's paired. Maybe he's back on the left and Drysdale's on the right on that second pair. Maybe Drysdale is more of a power play third pair guy. I don't know. But like, I just never expected a majority of these guys that they have lined up over the last 2 seasons to be here when the team is good. So I'm kind of already there thinking they need to focus on some defense in some coming drafts. And with 6 picks in what could be like the top 40 picks next season, or, this coming draft in July, maybe 3 or 4 of them are defensemen. That's kind of my guess right now. Let's go to Dylan Robillard. I really wanted to answer this question because it cracked me up. You probably said this previously, but what's the reason Chuck calls you Will/William? I actually didn't realize that this wasn't something everyone knew. And this is not the first time this has been an issue for me. I was telling a story a couple of days ago to Kelly and Bryn about I used to work at the Borgata in AC. I used to be the remote producer for Saturday morning WIP shows there. So Friday night, I would usually stay over at the Borgata because I had to be there at like 5 a.m. So I would just stay. And whoever at my old employer would book the room under the name Bill Matz. Well, you check in with, your ID, your credit card. All those things have your legal name on them, which is William. Basically, everyone you've ever met named Bill, their real name is William. It's a German thing. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. But I would try to check into the hotel, and without fail, every week, they'd be like, well, is Bill joining you? Who is Bill if you're William? And it would take me a half hour to check in to the Borgata probably 4 out of every 5 times because of this. So I didn't realize that everyone wasn't privy to this information. But I guess if you don't know any Bills personally, you wouldn't. But Dylan, to answer your question, everyone you've ever met named Bill, their real name is William. I didn't realize that not everyone knew that, but it has come up before. So I thought that was a funny question. Thank you, Dylan. All right, let's go to GD Yake. That name just makes me laugh. What did you think of the Vince McMahon documentary? Most people by now with any interest have seen Mr. McMahon on Netflix. I will say it was entertaining. It was, 6 hours of good stuff. If you're like a casual fan or have very little exposure to like Vince McMahon and the WWE, you probably really enjoyed it. We're like, oh my God, I had no idea. Gee, what the hell's going on? What is wrestling? These people are ridiculous. And that is 100% true. If you are a dedicated, like say maybe you own wrestling shirts that you wear all the time, you're like, oh man, they didn't even scratch the surface with how effed up this dude is. Like it's a good almost like it's 6 hours, which is insane. But it's a good introduction, but it's not even. I think it's more for people who maybe aren't as into all the details of wrestling that maybe I am. But it's good. It's entertaining stuff, and you learn how screwed up that business is and how bad of a guy Vince McMahon is. But probably not even scratching the surface. You would need a 5-season full series of a show to really cover all the in-depth insanity that is the World Wrestling Federation that I've known. All right, let's get back to some hockey here. Hal Albergo. Is Fedotov this team's version of Taijuan Walker? I did like this question. Except that's not sustainable for someone expected to play about 33% of the games. If his performance does not improve, how long until they give Kolosov a shot? For people, we get a lot of out-of-town fans and like non-baseball fans and stuff. So Taijuan Walker was the Phillies' 5th starter this year, and he sucked. Like, was just horrendous. But for the most part, when he was healthy, they just threw him out there every 5 days, and we're like, screw it. Our other 4 starters are awesome. We'll just basically have scheduled losses, 1 out of every 4. And you look at Fedotov's contract and the role he's supposed to have this year, and you can make that comparison. Like, well, 1 out of every 3 or 1 out of every 4 games. Don't know what to tell you. We're going to have a crappy goalie. And we talked about this a little the other day. I think that would have been a fine plan. And listen, they do need more high-end talent, and a bad goalie is the best way to stealth tank. But with the Kolosov situation, and we really don't know all the details or how that's going to resolve itself, you wonder if they can keep going. My guess is at some point Kolosov gets an opportunity. They have, back-to-backs after you've seen this with 2 against Washington, home and home. So tomorrow and Sunday, they have back-to-backs again. The schedule is weird and condensed in the first part of this year with that 4 Nations face-off thing. There's some back-to-backs. There's some opportunities. I think the Flyers are going to end up carrying 3 goalies at some point. I don't know how long that lasts. I don't know how many games Kolosov or Fedotov actually play. But my guess is we see 3 goalies on this roster sometime soon. All right. Let's go to Eddie Revox. Torts made an interesting comment in an interview the other day about Rocky Thompson giving him crap for juggling power play lines so much, and that he was trying to keep them the same. With as many young players as we have in our system, do you agree with my feeling that his frequent line juggling needs to stop to allow the boys to work out some natural chemistry? Yeah, we talked about this in the post-game JP and I did. What was that? Monday or Saturday, maybe? Yeah, last Saturday. The team is really undisciplined right now, whether it's taking penalties, the defensive zone coverage, just little stuff that needs to be, again, tightened. Along with that, I think the coach needs to be more disciplined and just not say after 1 bad period every game we need to totally change these lines, and just let some sort of chemistry, figure 1 line out. Figure out 1 line that needs to stay the same, and then work your magic with the other ones till you eventually come across. Again, I can't come up with like 4 lines that really make sense. Maybe they will show themselves. We're only 5 games in at this point. 7 when you're watching this. But I'm just going to keep pointing it out so that people can't show me a clip and be like, this guy doesn't even know how many games they've played. I do. It's just, this is how the entertainment business works. But like, I can't come up with 4 lines that make sense. They need to figure out 1. Just stick with 1, and then maybe from there you'll be able to come up with 2, and you can get by screwing around with like your other 2 lines then. That's what needs to happen, but Torts needs to allow it to happen. He hasn't to this point. All right, Flyers fan 39. Are you as deflated as I am by the start of the season? It seems like way too many players need to step up. We're back, everybody. How you doing? This is the PHLY Flyers Watch Along, brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY Hockey to get Coors Light delivered or find a store near you. Puck is about to drop on the second period, and we see a live line. Look at that. Brought to you by Bet365. Way to go, Flyers.
Hey.
Flyers plus 125 underdogs on the money line. The total is now 4.5, which is hilarious to think, considering
it's 0-0.
Just that this game started between goalies with save percentages in the 850s and 870s, and it's going to be well below an average scoring NHL game, of course. So here we are.
We're back. We are back
for the second period, as I am now sending the tweet that we're back for people, in case anyone tuned out. But the puck is down. Boom. Okay, we did the clap. You can now sync up your feed with ours. It's 10 seconds in right now. Flyers are breaking out of their zone. And we have dinner ordered, so I'm especially excited for that. Probably keep an eye on my phone. No, not the NHL app. DoorDash.
Is not going to keep the puck in the zone there.
You don't want to keep the puck in the zone, Charlie.
It seems to be an important part of creating offense.
Yes.
I don't know. Just a thought.
Might be a lot sooner than I thought. That's nice.
Michkov didn't do a heck of a lot in the first. I thought he was relatively underwhelming, especially by his standards on Sunday. Thought he might have looked a little tired.
Yeah.
We'll see. We haven't got to see a real power play opportunity, so that tends to be where he can shine. But no plays popping yet from Matvei Michkov.
Yeah.
Is it fair of us to expect him to go off every game?
No,
certainly not.
But also, given the players they have on this team and how many are struggling.
Yes.
Mish played a little over 6 minutes in the first period, had 7 shifts, no shots on goal. All right, no shots on goal. So that line is going to be the driving force of this team, and Michkov, especially on the power play.
Right.
But we just have to, like we talked pregame with Tippett, Forster, Frost, Farabee. Someone else has to get going.
Yeah.
It can't just be TK and Michkov every night, because if it is, they're usually going to lose.
Well, if it is, they're going to be a bottom 5 team in the NHL.
Yes.
What's this camera angle? I kind of like it.
What did you guys think
you like
of
to pretend you're a puck, Kelly?
Yeah. The camera was on the floor.
Or a mouse, I guess. One or the other.
That's more fun. I like that better.
A mouse.
It's me, small mouse. In the far, well, not the far, in the TD Bank Garden.
What did you guys think of that? It was a you might have been there, Charlie, so maybe you didn't see it, but the broadcast with the ambient sound, like the announcers didn't talk. They had a little bit different of a camera angle, and it was just
I definitely
rink
have
noise.
not watched that. No.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, it's ESPN that does that, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen the one they did this year, but I remember watching one last year they did. It's kind of neat.
It's neat. I don't know if I need it, though.
Yeah. It's unique. I like that they're trying different things.
Honestly, if they have 10 ideas and 9 of them are bad, I'm fine with it that they had 10 ideas.
Yeah, try things.
It's the NHL. Like, they badly need something.
Although I will say, like, ESPN, rather than try those sorts of weird things, maybe, I don't know, beef up your, intermission coverage.
Wow.
Because, like, TNT's blowing them away.
They're so much better.
It's not even close, quite honestly. Oh, wow. Nice shot there by Risto.
Flyers with some early period pressure.
A little pressure here.
From what can we call this, like the struggle bus line? Like, I don't know. Like, we got Tyson Forster, Morgan Frost, and Owen Tippett. Everybody's struggling. We're just hoping somebody gets going. Ooh, and Forster took that shot right to the chest, shoulder. Risto, I like the thought. I do. But if you're going to hit players with a shot.
Not your own.
Not your own.
Yeah, not your own.
The thought process, solid. The execution could use a little work, but it's fine.
We'll get there.
I just like to see Risto wind it up.
It's
exciting.
It would be nice if he just
there's a Fulton Reed element to Ristolainen when he winds up for a slap shot. We're just like, yeah, this is going to be real fast, and I have no idea where it's going to end up.
Did we, wasn't Andre on power play 2 last game? I do not remember.
I believe he was, yes.
All right. I guess that
makes sense.
If he's going to be in there, why not use him at, like, one of his strengths? It
True.
makes sense.
And also, like, York isn't playing. So to
That's
me,
the-
like, okay, if
But
Andre's
also-
up but York is in, I can justify keeping York on power play too, but he's not in. So it's like, who are you going to put over Andre? Sanheim? We've seen that. He's not very good at it.
Rasmus Ristolainen.
Oh, Rasmus Ristolainen.
Kelly wants Risto.
I want to see PP Risto.
Okay.
I think there's something there.
I mean, there was
Too
something
many-
there when he
too
was
many
with Jack
jokes.
Eichel. I'm
Too many
unclear.
jokes to make about that.
Unclear if there's actually anything there when he doesn't have an all-world player.
I don't know.
Well, he does.
No, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's Matvei Michkov.
he's not there yet,
Boom.
guys. At some point,
You put him
very
with
possible.
Risto on the power play, maybe he is.
He is.
But that's why they have Drysdale. Risto would only be getting power play 2 minutes. And I got news for you. Regardless of what you think of Michkov, I don't think anyone
Oh no,
else
who's
is.
dead in front?
Ooh,
Oh
I think
dear.
that's Drysdale.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And this
Yeah.
is one of the worst case scenarios for Jamie Drysdale as he tries to struggle back to his feet.
Can we
Another
get
huge save
a
by
whistle?
Ayerson.
Like
He blows
what
that
hap-
one dead.
Yeah,
That's
he's
good.
in a lot of pain. He's back falling
Drysdale
down.
does not look healthy.
Hopefully that is just a bad bruise. He is in a lot of pain though.
did he take it to the balls?
I guess we'll see.
Because I feel in a situation like this, like that's the ideal.
Yeah, I
thing
mean it's
that
not
happened here?
good in the moment.
No,
But
as far as
far
hockey
as
playing
long-term.
goes,
I just,
He is
Heal
kind
up
of
quick.
he is kind of holding the
the
midsection.
junk is it the junk? Will Jamie Drysdale procreate? Who can say?
Let's see where I'm gonna see a replay here.
Oh no. So it wasn't even the puck.
I think the puck hit him as he was
Oh.
going down.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what happened. there.
Okay,
Because
well,
it didn't really look like he hit him that hard.
if that's what it is, then he's not gonna be doing good.
No, I can't imagine.
Well, we'll see.
We will look for an update on Jamie Drysdale, and you can probably hear the announcers better than we can. So if they have one on the broadcast, feel free to drop it in the comments for us.
yeah.
I really couldn't tell from that replay if it hit him in the private parts or if it hit him somewhere else. Couldn't.
I just can't. I honestly couldn't tell what happened if like the puck hit him as he went down, which is what I think happened.
The replay initially made it look like it was just that little side check and he like tumbled to the ice, which seems
Less than ideal.
Yeah, I mean, puck definitely hit him in the lower body. I could not tell if it hit him in the like stomach area, like core area, or if it hit him a little bit further down.
Ice on the Flyers here.
But obviously that would be awful
Real bad.
because Jamie Drysdale, the thing he needs more than anything else is
Reps.
a lot of ice time.
That's when we did the
Lot of games.
When we did the best worst case scenario for basically the whole roster. It was like, okay, let's take injury out of it because injury is worst case for everyone. Like you don't play. That's horrible. And it could affect the rest of your career if the injury is bad enough.
Right.
But for Drysdale, the worst case scenario, like, is absolutely injury. They think they need to basically completely retrain him as a hockey player, and you can't do that if you're not on the ice. So let's hope this is just a minor thing for Jamie Drysdale here. Someone asked, did he get Mark Strited and break his D?
it fell off.
I sure hope not.
Yeah,
Same.
that's
He's a young man.
The only injury we've ever been told what it is. Pubic plate displacement.
Well, remember when Patrick Thoresen stepped in the way of a Mike Green slap shot and had like a ruptured testicle?
Yeah, I still remember the headline of when it was like, he's going to keep it, folks. I'll just never forget that they refused to blow the blade
and then the
Washington
Caps scored a goal.
and tied the game or won
with
the
him
game
like
on it or
writhing in
something.
pain in the
Yeah.
middle of the ice. And that was rough.
It's like, well, if it hit him in the face, I'm like, that's worse. He's a hockey player.
Hockey player.
Ah.
All right.
This line's showing something in this period.
It is. Another
Tyson Forrester.
Typho from the slot.
There's
if not
Typho.
once, Try again, whatever that phrase is. I tried. It's so much easier for JJ. He's so good.
He's the best.
But that's good to see. This line has a little something going. And maybe now that we have that top line, we have it designated. Now we have another one that we can keep together. And then you can just build from there.
Tyson Forrester just needed this badly. Like he needs something to go his way so he feels a little bit better about his game because his overall game has been a mess.
Yeah. And that's what kept him in the lineup last year.
Great play by Andre, though. He's the one who sets that up.
He did, yeah.
Nice good play along the boards, nice pass. So Emil Andre might not be coming out of the lineup anytime soon. If he makes plays like that.
Like last year, we all remember first 15 games without a goal for Forster, and he remains in the lineup through some offensive struggles, and it's because his two-way game is so good. It's like we just believe he's okay. Flyers with another chance. Penalty coming up on Boston.
All right, let's
Couturier
go,
draws
boys.
a penalty on that transition rush. Flyers are putting some pressure on the Bruins.
Go.
And this year, Forster gets the Flyers' first goal of the season. It's like, oh, well, he's off to a much better start than last year.
And then
20.
Goes completely
he's going to have
invisible.
20 in his rearview mirror by, Christmas. Yep. And he's been basically, invisible to start this season since that first goal. That's only his third point of the year.
That was an obvious slash.
He really needed that.
Couturier clearly tried to shoot for a rebound there.
Need a little more of that, too.
Just barely missed Konechny being able to slam dunk that in on the rebound. But I like the thought. Especially you're getting pressure from behind. You're not going to be able to get off much of a dangerous wrister without it getting knocked off your stick. So, just get it on net and hope Konechny crashes it in.
We're being told in the chat that Drysdale's back on the bench.
He sure is. He's on the ice.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, well, there he is.
There he
well,
is.
so I guess it was
just the balls.
I guess it was what we suspected.
Outstanding.
Yep.
It's even with the cup, the reverberation.
Oh no, it's bad. Tonight? It's real bad.
No blue shoe tonight.
No blue shoe tonight.
No. All right.
Maybe Drysdale should hit up blueshoe.com just in case.
I don't care how much protection you're wearing. It's still.
I saw a goalie's
Seems
break.
Unpleasant.
I saw a goalie's break in practice once. He's like
really?
He's down on the ice, and he pulled the cup out, and it was like broken in half.
Oh no!
He was just like writhing around.
It
was
horrible.
Poor boy. There's too many one and dones on these power plays still, but it's hard to complain about a team that has.
Apparently, Elliot Friedman confirmed. Nutshot. Yep.
Wait, how did Elliot Friedman confirm it?
Someone told me on Twitter.com that he confirmed.
Is he at this game?
I don't know. It's Twitter. It's only
how does he know?
Only say true things on Twitter.
Who did he text?
Is this game being broadcast on Sportsnet?
Maybe it is. Possibly. Maybe this is just the Flyers feed.
Elliot Friedman is everywhere at all times.
Apparently.
Maybe he's watching this show. He was like, they need answers. What's up, Elliot? I listen to his show. Why wouldn't he listen to mine?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're a little bit
I got to tell you, the new guy doing a fine job. 32 Thoughts, still good. I really miss Marek.
I think everybody misses Marek.
I think everyone on Earth misses Marek, just like in general.
Harrison with another big save. He's having a really good game.
He is having a very good game.
Now, again, I'm not even going to say it's early. We're 8 minutes into the second
about halfway
period.
Through the game.
Yeah, he's about halfway through the game, and this is the best he's looked since that opener against Vancouver. He's looking very sharp.
And this is we're through the back-to-backs for a little bit. The schedule's a little bit more normal for the next month or so. This is what we wanted to see. Ersson on a normal schedule.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Risto telegraphed that one. But you know what?
Battle here.
No. What I'll always say, look, you're going to make mistakes. It's in the NHL. It's hockey. But if you make a mistake, erase your mistake. And that's what Risto did. It's a bad pass. He gets back, plays good defense, prevents the entry, slows it all down. Good work, Risto.
And that was against Marchand.
Yeah.
Not exactly a bum out.
Darn good
nice
player.
Shot.
No, you're going to make mistakes, but you got to erase them when you do. Whether it's with a back check or whatever, and he did it with just good defensive play. So well done.
Go and fetch the dinner?
No, our dasher is still waiting for the order. 8:28 to 8:33. So my guess is this is going to get here at intermission.
Intermission, perfect timing.
There are still 10 minutes left in this period or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about halfway point. Well, they always
11:28.
They always do the first commercial once you get past the 14-minute mark.
Yeah.
It's the first stoppage after the 14-minute mark. And the reason why I know this that well is because of tracking games. Because I always know once we get into 13-something, I know that the next stoppage that isn't an icing is going to give me a chance to speed through about 2 minutes of video because it's all commercials. And I do it with special zeal now that all the commercials are political.
I love that for you. A little bit of joy.
When we did the post game from home the other night, it was me and Steve. And so I'm watching the game like in my living room. Ava's there. And it's literally every time they went to break, it started with a political ad. And Ava's just, is it everyone?
It is.
I was like, no, it's the entire break. Like, this is it.
Yep. Sure is. Sure
unbearable.
is.
Heading to you in just a few minutes. I am going to go outside and wait so we're not. All right. I'll be back.
All right.
Thank you for your service, William. Game's back.
We're back. Jamie Drysdale is standing still. He continues to be.
You guys are just real
vertical.
babies when you get hit in the nuts.
Oh, Kelly, that's mean. That is so mean. Andre looks good though. They're highlighting him now on the broadcast. Had a couple good stretch passes on Sunday. One to Joel Farabee, one to Scott Lawton, and then a really nice setup here. I don't know. Look, I was of the opinion, and I know this got me a lot of criticism from Twitter in particular, but also I think from both you and William. That I thought Emil Andre deserved to make the team over Jet Luchenko. I thought a couple of people deserved to make the team over Jet Luchenko, but I thought Emil Andre definitely did. Definitely had a better camp than Jet Luchenko had. So far, Emil Andre looks kind of NHL ready. I don't know. I know it's 4 periods. Just saying.
We didn't. It's not like it wasn't like an either or proposition.
It wasn't an either or, but there was only one spot available.
Yeah.
Only one spot on the 23-man. Good play by Sean Couturier there. Nice little defensive maneuver. I want to check because I haven't seen the top line do much tonight, but if they're getting a lot of minutes against Boston's top line, that might explain it. Where they're just kind of playing them maybe to
it would make sense
draw.
that they would.
Yeah. Could be that.
I would think you would want Couturier out there against them.
Let's see who Couturier has mostly faced per natural stat trick. He has... Oh, not really.
No?
Nah. It's a minute 40 against Marchand, a minute 30 against Pasternak.
Okay.
Harrison continues to come up big. That's one thing that's good about Andre. Despite the fact that he's quite tiny from a height standpoint, he's got some toughness to his game. Plays with an edge.
Hey, Brenna. Oh, okay. I just saw.
Everything okay technically?
Chat says we're frozen.
Oh.
They can hear us, but the video's frozen.
Welp.
Audio only.
Heyo.
For the best, really.
I mean, I got no issues with it.
Who needs to see our dumb faces? Although we might be frozen on the screen right now with like a really dumb look on our face.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
That's not great. No one tell me.
Yeah, get a quick face off. Always a fan of those. Manufacture a face off. Offensive zone, I mean.
Yay.
We're back. Thanks for bearing with us with that little freezing of the screen. Apparently, you never lost our wonderful voices, but
no. And we always appreciate you guys letting us know in the chat when things go wonky.
Agreed. So how you feeling about this game so far? Hinkle, we're a little bit past the midway point. Flyers are up 1-0.
It's Flyers Bruins in Boston, and the Flyers are currently winning. So I'm feeling it pretty good. While we're on commercial, can I tell the folks about something?
If you would like.
So, folks listening and watching, we are going to be having, we meaning Broad Street Hockey, are going to be having a watch party with the Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation next Thursday, November 7th at Shiggy's and Pete's. for the game that evening. So if you want to come out, it's going to be like a very low-key event. We're just going to be hanging out and watching the game. But a portion of all the sales made at Chickies and Pete's that evening will go to the Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation, which is very cool. So if you're in Philly or the surrounding area and you feel like coming out and watching the game with a bunch of other Flyers fans, it's a good time to do a little something and support Snyder really easily just by like buying some crab fries and beer. It's going to be a good time, I think. So come on down. Thanks, Chuck.
That sounds awesome, Ankle.
I think it'll be fun.
Good stuff.
We love Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation.
We sure do. It's a great organization.
Exactly. But yeah, this game is going, to be quite honest with you, better than I expected.
Yeah. I think after the way Sunday's game went, it's fair to maybe have gone into this with a bit of concern. But thus far, they look pretty solid.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be getting a lot of that this season. A lot of games where inexplicably they look like garbage, and then all of a sudden, just for no reason, they're like, "Oh yeah, we do know how to play hockey."
They look okay again.
Yeah, you missed nothing. A lot of.
I love how Bill's initial question coming back into the room isn't "Did I miss a goal?" It's not "Did I miss a big play?" and "Did I miss a fight?" Because that's the only thing he would regret.
I mean,
well, yeah, I mean
priorities, folks.
And I did see, because we have the game on out there, I did see the score.
Still winning.
Yeah. I did not, however, know exactly what happened.
Fair.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I missed much time at all.
No. It's pretty quick. Good little pit stop.
Oh, good time to remind you. Tonight's watch along brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. That's right. It's Coors Light. It's ice cold, you know, because those mountains are blue. When you see the mountains blue, choose chill.
Oh. William is choosing chill as we speak.
Yeah, well, the food's here.
Yeah, why not?
So apparently in the World Series, Mookie Betts, a Dodger, was trying to catch a ball going into the crowd, and Yankees fans not only blocked him from getting the ball, they then tried to steal his glove.
That's
awesome.
wild.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
I always like, if you're the away team trying to go into the stands, I always say create a barrier. Like that's not your area. That's ours. I paid to sit here.
That is correct.
Okay, we've seen some pressure
Flyers
from the first line.
Getting some zone time here. Can't quite keep it in.
But
and
that was the first little bit of like extended pressure we saw from the Couturier-Michkov connecting line in a while. There was a really good chance in a slot for, I believe, both Couturier and Konechny. I think it was Michkov who set that up from behind the net, unsurprisingly, because he certainly loves that area to be a playmaker. But not a goal, but hey, it's a start. Yeah, see, there's Michkov. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, just on his backhand there.
Well, you know what? Just get it to the area.
Yeah.
Get it to the area and hope it, because, I mean, both Couturier and Konechny are there.
It's what impressed me most about him in the preseason is, and I said it might take some time for everyone to adjust because they haven't had a guy like this in a while. Everything he does with the puck is an attempt to create a scoring chance, whether it's for himself or somebody else, and that's a playmaker. They haven't really had one of those in...
Nobody knows how to act.
Yeah, since 2 years before they traded Giroux.
Oh, now I see what this Yankees fan was trying to do. He wasn't trying to take the glove. It was Mookie Betts goes over the fence with his glove to try to catch it. He successfully catches the ball, and then the fan is trying to pry the glove open to get to the ball.
I respect it a lot.
Unreal. Good. Like, you do realize this is the World Series. There are about 1,000 cameras on you.
Well, you know,
he's
like
just
Bill
doing
said.
everything for the team.
Exactly.
It's not like the Yankees are going out there and leaving it all on the line. He's got to take it into his own hands.
Wow. Just wow.
Mookie Betts is a fun name.
It's a great name. Fantastic. It's not, I won't even say it's just a fantastic baseball name. It's a fantastic name, period.
Name full stop. Yeah.
All right, Flyers looking to get a little momentum here through the neutral zone. Tippett snuffed out. They work it around. I can't believe this game is 1-0 with 7 minutes left.
Just because of the goaltending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Korpisalo from the jump looked
He sure
sharp.
did.
And Erson's been real sharp too. So, Forster taking a big hit. But I like him mixing it up. You got to, get your nose dirty, especially with the style of play he has to play.
And the Flyers will be going on the penalty kill after all that.
Morgan
Yeah,
Frost.
Morgan Frost with a high stick.
He looks dismayed.
He does.
Yep, a high stick on Frost. So it's power kill time, baby.
Well, the first go around looked okay.
In front of your mom, you high stick someone.
Oh, on the way down.
Yeah.
Got to be in control.
Yeah.
He did that.
That is indeed an obvious penalty by Morgan.
Oh, we have a couple of super chats to get to before this PK starts. Vince asked who's the backup goalie tonight, and we're pretty sure it's Kolosov, right?
It is Alexei Kolosov.
So,
yes.
yeah, we talked about that in pregame. It would be interesting to see who the choice was, and they're going with Kolosov. And from Gary B., Bill, I need to choose chill tomorrow when I go see Terrifier 3. I had no idea these movies were a thing.
Terrifier 3?
I guess it's one of those like Scream
Is it a
Fest
scary movie?
Halloween type
It's
movies.
some weird ass, there's like a clown. I don't know what goes on. I just keep seeing the clown everywhere.
Cool.
I don't like scary movies.
I like
get scared.
80s and 90s style slasher films.
I'm ambivalent. Like I'm not one of those people that like finds them to be terrifying. I just find them to be boring. If you make a scary movie that has like an interesting plot and isn't just about like blood being everywhere, I'm potentially on board.
Okay.
But most of them I find pretty boring.
I just don't like being scared.
I just appreciate a good sex, drugism, murder film.
I'm shocked, William.
Scream.
Scream is good.
Scream is just a great film.
Scream's a great movie.
Halloween, Friday the 13th. Give me those all day. Kids going to the woods, having a
Scream's
party.
funny because it's basically like a satire.
Yes.
Yeah.
In addition to actually being a pretty scary movie.
Doing a good job on pasta so far.
They are.
Wanted to bring up, where did the box score go?
I hope no one took the over.
Whole penalty kill looks good.
Yeah.
Really.
88. There he is. Pasta
Sanheim was just trying to make up for the fact that he was in the box the last time they had to defend.
Pasta has 3 shots on goal in 11:42.
Yeah, that's about right.
He's going to get his chances.
Of course he will.
But,
He's a great player.
The defense and the goaltender up to the task so far.
I'm ready for a shorty.
It would be nice.
Let's go.
Ready for that Mexican we ordered.
Yeah.
Let's get that clock running.
You could bring it in here if you wanted to.
I feel like we shouldn't eat on camera.
I know.
Like, it wouldn't offend me. I'm not worried about it, but...
That one time we ate pizza on camera, I
We
felt
did.
weird the whole time.
yeah, I don't know if anyone needs to watch us eat.
No one needs to watch us eat pizza. Or anything, really. Especially tacos.
Yeah,
It's
messy.
a messy meal.
Messy proposition.
Nice.
That was a very nice.
Eric Johnson slides twice a game.
Eric Johnson is the only defenseman
I've ever
I've seen in my life who is actually good at the starfish.
Yes.
He is actually good at it. He does it, and probably 4 times out of 5 it works.
Who's missing a stick here?
That
was odd.
Like how?
Eric Johnson.
How does
just
Eric Johnson
doing work there?
consistently make that play work when no one else can make that play work?
It was impressive.
Everyone else who does it, they just look stupid. Eric Johnson, he looks stupid in the moment, and then it's like, oh, he deflected the pass.
Yeah.
I guess it worked.
And he also waits. Like, the thing with the Andrew McDonald slide was always, he would just go down and take away the bottom of the ice. And to me, that was like, well, one, you were trying to defend Sidney Crosby, and everybody in the NHL can throw a sauce pass now. You did nothing. And 2, Goalies take away the bottom. Every goalie is a butterfly goalie now.
Not
you
wrong.
do not need to take away the bottom of the ice.
You're not wrong.
It just always bothered me. But like Eric Johnson actually waits for the pass to be on the way so he can read it, and that seems to be a much more effective strategy.
Yeah, he's a very experienced defenseman, to be sure.
Yeah.
He's nearly played 1,000 games.
Calling him old.
But I've also seen defensemen who've played a lot of games who cannot do that. So perhaps
Andrew
it is indeed a
McDonald's
skill.
Starfish was never that good.
EJ, this is game 995. So he's 5 away from 1,000 after tonight.
Good for him.
Did they really come back for commercial to do a 4-second?
They got to catch up. There was just not enough commercials.
What
in
is
the first
going on
period.
this feed?
I don't know.
Is a glass broken or something? Okay,
there we go. Now we
All
got
right.
commercials.
It's like, it
Now we're
seemed
back.
like no one was ready to go to
Yeah.
break there.
Yeah. Oh, man. So where are we at here? The Flyers are getting outshot in this game.
Yes.
They are losing the shot battle 19-13.
Not great.
That said, the expected goals battle of 5-on-5 pretty even. Bruins are up a little bit, but when you account for like score effects and whatnot, they only are at 57.57, so pretty close to break even. Flyers are right there with them. They're ahead in all situations just because of the power play disparity.
Okay.
Also, you have to think that the Flyers probably have a power play coming to them, right?
Of course.
You would
It's the
think.
NHL. It's game management,
Yeah.
baby.
You got
I mean, they had the one, and that wasn't a particularly impressive power play.
It was not.
But it's 3-1. 3 penalties to the Flyers, 1 to the Bruins. I know the Flyers have been a bit undisciplined in the early season, but I don't know. Could we see a power play coming in the near future, possibly?
Let's try to get one of these random Flyers trivia questions in here.
Oh,
Since the lockout, 04-05,
Okay.
2 Flyers have finished seasons with exactly 69 hits. One is a playoff hero who might be best remembered for getting laid out himself. The other had a major playoff highlight, but was eventually traded for the player who leads the Flyers in points per game since the lockout.
Okay, well, first one is RJ Umberger, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brian Campbell knocked him out.
Yeah. As soon as you said playoff hero who also got laid out, yeah, it's Umberger.
Yes.
What was the other one?
Repeat the second part of the question.
The other had a major playoff highlight himself, but was eventually traded for the player who leads the Flyers in points per game since the lockout.
I know who you're talking about. It's gonna be either Phil Myers or Nolan Patrick.
Phil Myers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the player who
the
leads the
points
points
per
per
game.
game is
Oh,
Ryan
yeah,
Ellis.
He is the
Yeah.
Flyers
The
leader.
trick question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 guys have had 69 hits since the lockout: Phil Myers and RJ Umberger.
Beautiful.
Basically all of them have to do with 69 or 420.
Beautiful.
You're
I
an
just wanted to
amazing
get one
person.
in, as the Flyers are now on the power play here.
I don't think they're on the power play.
Is it over?
No.
Huh? Did they not have it? Oh, no.
They didn't have a power play.
Yeah.
I was just saying that
They
perhaps
had one coming to them. I
perhaps a
remember
power
now.
play could be coming.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they're dead. I thought they had a chance to transition there, but Jim Jackson is correct. They were all dead tired. We'll see how the rest of this game plays out, but I do feel like this is kind of so far probably what the doctor ordered. And by the doctor, I mean John Tortorella.
Normal game.
In the sense that it's a normal game and they're
Yeah.
playing very good defensively. And they're getting good goaltending.
They really are playing
But
very
like you
well
can't really
defensively.
control the goaltending. You can control how well you play defensively.
It looked like a little bit of a hold to me, but what do I know? No, that's
Like you can't there's nothing you can do if Ivan Fedotov just can't stop a beach ball.
no.
But there is something you can do about your coverage. And whether you're blowing assignments or not.
And it's probably not a coincidence that the defense is good and the goaltender is playing the best game he's played since the opener.
Curious, isn't it?
Probably something to that.
Yeah.
Probably. The Bruins are starting to tilt play, though.
They are. The Flyers are doing a good job of just getting sticks on sticks and being in lanes, which is not something that has been the case for a lot of this season.
Correct.
And they've even won some races to loose pucks, which is failed clear there. All right, they get the clear.
Done.
And almost got that clear on that. But it's an ice. And it's been, I feel like they've been on 13 shots for quite a while here.
Yeah.
Joel Farabee with the great check of the game. Now, I have no idea the context.
That was definitely a penalty.
Where the hell is the puck?
100%.
I have not seen the puck in any replay of that.
No, it was nowhere to be seen. Textbook interference.
I like how you got R.J. Umberger right away, Charlie, from the laid out.
From the hint,
The Brian Campbell hit.
Well, my first, when you said most famous for being laid out, my first thought was Sammy Kapanen. And then I was like, I don't know if he really ever did anything to make himself a playoff hero. And then Umberger came to me.
Oh, Lord.
Still there.
Where is the puck?
Tush push going on right now.
Oh, my God.
That's a little too long.
That's too long.
2.5 minutes for some Flyers on the ice right now.
Way too long.
Is a bit too long.
There you go,
big
baby.
play by Farabee.
Nicely done.
That was huge.
Just get that puck deep.
Yeah, you got to get off.
Get that puck deep and get off.
Good job,
That
86.
was a hell of a play.
Great check of the game. That might have been it right there, honestly. Doesn't always have to be a body check.
Fair point.
That's deep, Bill.
I got a beer in me. My analysis just
so much better.
Improves.
I'm going to start getting real philosophical about the hockey analysis. What is a check, really, when you think about it?
Do stores still accept checks?
Right. Yes. I've seen old people writing checks at stores.
I can't believe that was ever a thing. Hey, this is worth something. I promise.
Trust me.
Yeah, right.
This piece of paper.
It's an IOU.
Yeah.
Means I will pay you.
Eventually.
That's a
Probably.
Probably.
Looked like they had an opportunity, but cut off. Nice work there.
The same thing with the Risto play a few minutes ago. If you make the mistake, you gotta erase it.
Yeah.
Dylan Tippett just did that.
8.
Shoot.
Just get it in there. All right. Well, now the clock will wind down on the second period. We will be back for the conclusion of this game.
It's
we sure will.
Flyers lead 1-0 heading into the third. Make sure you crack open an ice-cold Coors Light. Choose chill for this intermission as we're going to go chill, and we'll be back for the third. Until then, let's go Flyers. And we are back with about 8 seconds gone here in the third period. Flyers looking to get some pressure off the right away here with the Couturier line, and they could really use it. Because I was just looking at the shots on goal count for Flyers, and this line combined, 2 shots on goal, both by Couturier, none for Michkov, none for Travis Konechny.
Yeah. Michkov has been a little quiet.
I was going to say, he's having a very, very quiet game. Do not love to see it.
You don't. He's looking like Cutter Gauthier out there, a little invisible.
Ooh.
All right, let's settle down.
I'm just making fun of Cutter.
All right.
Michkov already has the points backed.
That's true. He's got 9.
You're not
Leading
wrong.
all rookies in goals.
Does Cutter have a couple assists?
He may.
I think he has a
Did
couple
he get
assists.
some points?
Yeah.
Good for
Still
him.
no goals, but I think he has some points.
Secondaries, I'm
He's
sure.
much like the World Juniors. He's just kind of hanging out on the perimeter and dishing passes.
Mhm.
Okay.
I heard Steve Jaco the other day on Twitter was just kind of saying, "What's so funny over there?"
Just one of these pictures from this guy that caught the Yankees ball, the face on this guy.
The face on this guy.
Oh,
All right, sorry.
Ah, it's great.
You were saying to Steve?
No, Steve was just saying on Twitter the other day, we just need to ignore him and forget about him. And no, I never will.
You're never going to, Bill.
Sports grudges never end.
You have no idea how petty and bitter I can be.
I just remember the greatest thing I think Philadelphia fans ever did, honestly, was when Steven Drew, JD Drew's younger brother, first came up.
That was funny.
And without any sort of prompting or anything, people just started booing him.
him.
It was like, yeah, we hate you because of your brother.
Guilt
That's
by association.
Like, he came up like 5-6 years later. It was like it was not right away.
It was then none of that was his fault.
You don't forget.
But you know what? Sorry.
Yeah,
we don't forget.
Shouldn't have been his brother.
I can and will hold your family against you.
That is correct.
Oh my God.
For the rest of my life.
Unreal.
At least they didn't throw batteries at him.
I've made that plea on the show multiple times that look, when Cutter comes back to Philadelphia or comes to Philadelphia,
we're not gonna
just boo him. Just boo him vociferously.
throwing.
Don't throw things at him. Just
Don't
boo
make
him.
me find
Can
you.
we egg their bus? That's harmless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there will be complaints, but it won't be.
That might not be a violation.
Might not be
We have a super chat from Bill Matz, $4.20, says, "Let's go Flyers."
I know that guy.
Hey, I wonder who that was.
All right, get some.
Good for you. Supporting the show. You should be able to expense that, by the way.
Vince immediately Venmo'd me back for our Mexican.
What
fans.
there we go.
Michigan, he finally got one off, but no goal.
He
got
tried
the puck up.
He tried
He's been going for it a little, and
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Another centering attempt there.
Also, thank you, Vince.
Yes,
for
thank
dinner.
you, Vince. The dinner was delicious.
He tried
Very
it.
good.
Finally happened.
If he gets one, I'm gonna throw my laptop into the ceiling.
If we were doing a watch along for his first one, that would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Coots, a little bit of a rough ride into the boards.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Just trying to provide some color here, Charlie. Flyers haven't done a whole lot. They have 12 shots on goal in 44 minutes.
I don't think they're playing terribly.
No, they're just playing
They're playing it defensively
normal-
or in a
yeah.
game. Yeah, and Harrison's playing very
they're
well.
playing a team that is considerably better than them,
Ooh,
and they're
that's
limiting the
penalty.
opportunity. That was obviously roughing, interference, whatever you want to call it.
It was definitely interference. However, Garnet Hathaway definitely made sure it got called.
Garnet Hathaway is
He's a professional.
an accomplished thespian, is what I will refer to him as.
Minnesota was big mad at him after the game.
Yes.
They were real mad because apparently Joel Eriksson-Ek had his nose broken a few days before, and their argument was that
they think he's targeting his injury.
They thought that Hathaway was targeting.
Oh,
No,
shut
saw
up.
saw a ton of Minnesota comments
Yeah.
on Twitter like, well, I guess we're just going to have to go knee on Michkov. Like, you want to hurt a guy's career because someone got elbowed? That seems weird, man. You seem like a weirdo.
Did
Also,
everyone
like,
forget to change their diapers
not-
in Minnesota?
I don't want to be minimizing physical injury, But what's the worst case scenario? He re-breaks his nose. Doesn't that happen like every other game in the NHL?
No, the way I didn't know he broke his nose. The way they were going on, I thought he had just like returned from a concussion.
Yeah.
No, it was just broken nose.
Yeah, whatever. It's a point of pride for these guys.
This kid probably just broke his nose catching that puck and smiling. Or is that what he looks like? Ugh.
Hey,
let's not be.
I'm going to insult anyone from Boston.
You gotta make fun of
making
Boston
fun of kids
kids.
here.
I'll make fun of any child.
Oh my God.
That kid has never known pain, Charles.
I'll fight a baby.
Wow.
Only babies, though, not toddlers.
Yeah, no, toddlers.
They're crazy.
They have those hard plastic shoe bottoms. Looks like
They'll
TK's
bite
a little
you.
banged up.
Yeah,
going
something
back
happened
heading back to
there.
the bench in some pain.
Oh.
Trip.
Could have been.
Frost tried.
When you try to split the defense like that, you basically aren't going to get a call.
No, you're not. But you know what? I don't hate Frost trying to make something happen. Even if it's unlikely to happen, at least it shows me that he's trying to be assertive.
They're right where they
God.
Oh, no.
That's
he
in.
kicked it in
He
himself.
sure did.
That's in.
Oh.
There's
I said no goal.
No goal?
I'm pretty sure that's a
He
goal.
said no goal, Charlie.
It looked in from my perspective.
I will be
Well, I
shocked
didn't
if
see
that's not a
anything.
goal.
Gonna have
All
to
right,
overturn
we
the
got
ruling on
some
the
sort of
ice.
replay or something coming up here.
I don't think they have an angle. Someone destroy all.
Maybe the net was off
certainly
first.
looked in from my perspective.
He just kind of does nothing with it
Miscommunication there between him and Andre.
Backs off his skate.
Not
It's
in,
sitting
not
in
in,
the
not
blue.
in, not in. Not in!
Oh, maybe
my
it's not
God.
in.
Not in!
Maybe it's not in.
I think he kept that out.
Not in!
Oh.
Eat S. No, it's not in, fam.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
He did. He
Look
kept it out.
at you, Sam. Oh,
that
baby.
was something there.
I thought for sure that was in. Wow.
I don't know how that didn't go in.
Amazing.
That was quite a sequence
Sammy
here.
is back, baby.
I mean, he was kind of his mistake in the first place.
Shh.
Just saying.
He's back.
Yeah, that was a little casual playing the puck there.
Hey,
So-
you know what? It didn't go in, so
Whatever.
everything is well.
As
All
I
is well.
said,
While they are playing much
didn't
better
go
defensive,
in.
like a big reason that they weren't getting a ton of shot volume through the first 9 was just like, well, the other team always has the puck and we're hemmed in. I wouldn't say that's been the case so far, but once again, 6 shots in the first, 6 shots in the second, none yet in the third, and
Yeah.
they've got 30 seconds left on this power
Yeah, this
play.
has
a
been
shot
power
on the
play.
power play would be nice.
The volume shooting just something that it's going to take a while to come back.
Well, maybe
It's just
it won't come back.
Maybe it just
I don't
won't.
know.
Brink with another angle chance here. That's their first shot on
Come
goal of
on.
the period.
Oh.
Be nice to get an insurance goal just to.
You know what they say about a 2-goal lead, William?
I
What do they
don't.
say about a two-goal lead, Kelly?
Some say, Charlie. It's the most dangerous lead in hockey.
What's the dangerous lead in hockey?
Yeah.
I think for
People be
Boston, it's a
saying that.
3-goal lead, personally.
Yeah, for Boston in particular.
We'll always have that one. It does kind of hurt that the next year they swept us and won the cup.
Listen.
And
we don't
every
have
other
to talk
series
about
they
that
went
part.
in every other series they went 7.
Not
And it
Flyers.
really, against the Flyers, it was like 3. It wasn't even 4.
Yeah. No, there was the JVR game that they lost, and then it felt like once the Flyers lost that game, it was like, yeah, we have no chance. It's over.
The team was so bad, they went to overtime of Game 6 in the Stanley Cup Final a year before and then blew it up. They'll never be boring.
Never.
That's why we like them.
No,
Hey.
like's a very strong word.
Charlie, you like them in your heart. You don't want to admit it, but it's okay.
Deep
I know.
down.
Yeah, I know your truth.
I don't know about Charlie.
Charlie.
In here.
Is that where the
Deep
heart
down
is?
inside. No, somewhere in this region. somewhere in here.
All right, what are we gonna get out of this one?
There's a little tiny
like
Charlie.
It's like the doctor in 30 Rock. Well, that's the thing. It's impossible to know where his heart is. Every human is different. What did we do now? Lawton just being like, no, you're lying.
Scott Lawton does not look happy.
Lawton just
Sure
telling
does.
And
the
now
ref-
Twitterella gave the exasperated dad side.
He's been making that face a lot.
We've seen a
this
lot
season.
more disappointed Torts than we have mad Torts so
I gotta
far.
say the vibe with Torts this season is very much like how much longer am I doing this, you guys? Like, come on.
I really
What are we doing
I
here?
think he's like, he knows that they were pissed last year, and he's like, all right, I can probably tone it down a little. Like, I maybe don't need to be a freaking maniac and do things like scratch the captain and the longest tenured player on the team.
Oh, we got a super chat, William.
Oh, we got a super chat. Is it me again?
Corey.
Super chats. Is it you again?
No, it's
not
Corey.
you.
Corey. Thanks,
It
Corey.
turns out Sean Walker was actually the greatest player in NHL history, and the Flyers stink without him. Sean Walker and Matt Niskanen just
The best defenseman to ever play the game.
snubbed in Norris voting in their only years as
They
Flyers.
should be first ballot Hall of Famers.
Retroactively, should have at least been finalists in their seasons with the Flyers.
It really, I know you guys joke about it, but here's the thing. It's basically a baseline requirement. If you are going to be not a Stanley Cup contender, but just a like playoff relevant contender, it's pretty much a prerequisite that you have to have a functional top four. And the same problem was why they ran into with Niskanen leaving. It was like, okay, Niskanen's gone and Phil Myers forgot how to play hockey. Suddenly, Flyers don't have a functional top four. They stink. Same thing here where it's like, oh, you lost Sean Walker. Now you only have one pair. You're not that good.
Yeah.
You can get by with 4 good defensemen.
So you need 4 good defensemen.
Once you get to 3 or 2, you are effed.
Not good enough to have 2. Or like 1.5 good defensemen.
No, not really.
No? All right.
It is crazy, though. Like, there was a time in Ivan Provorov's career where he really looked like he was something.
Yeah.
And now
agreed.
it's like, yeah, he's a guy. He's an NHL player. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Like that year with Gostisbehere,
It was fun.
they both scored a ton.
It was real fun.
And their metrics were like the same as the best defensive pairs in the league.
You're
Have
not
you
wrong.
seen Ghost's numbers this year?
Yeah, he leads all defensemen in goals.
And his underlyings are fantastic. Now, granted, they're using him in a third pair role, a sheltered third pair role, but he's killing it in that sheltered third pair role.
I would like him on my sheltered third pair. Just saying.
I believe that sheltered third pair actually is
Jamie
Shane
Drysdale.
Gostisbehere and Sean Walker.
And Sean Walker, yeah.
Jamie Drysdale needs to shelter his pair after the shot he took.
Hey!
Oh.
Zing!
This
Ouch.
is the
Literally.
PHLY Flyers watch along, sponsored by Coors Light. Crack open an ice cold Coors Light. You'll love it, I promise. All right. What do we even know what the penalty here was on the Flyers?
Too much man.
Too much man.
Too much
Yeah.
man.
Ugh.
Can't do that.
You can
Can't have
just
too much
never
man.
have too much man.
You need to have the precise number of man.
Oh, here goes TK.
Oh, here it goes.
Travis? All right.
Oh, and they
you, reverse
hit.
Look at that.
There you go.
Remember that
Little
summer
stick
when
work.
when everyone on Twitter was obsessed with Charlie Coyle?
I sure do.
I do.
That was such a weird moment
Yeah.
in time.
I think of him as like a should have kept
Should've
LOL
worked.
former
Who was never
Flyer
on the team.
Yeah.
simply
Yeah.
because there was a time it was like he's going to be a Flyer.
Yes,
This is exactly what we need.
it would have solved all of our problems. Charlie Coyle.
I remember being like apoplectic that the same people who ripped on Kevin Hayes constantly are like, you know who we need? Charlie Coyle. Like, you do realize he's like worse Kevin Hayes.
Yeah, but he's not
but he
Kevin
hits.
Hayes.
But he's not Kevin Hayes.
Also, he's on the Bruins. So
I think that was even before he was on the Bruins. I think people wanted him.
that's true.
People wanted him when he was on the Wild.
that's
Yes.
correct. Yes, you are right.
Because the Bruins were the team that ultimately got him.
That's like I can never. We always want these players that are like, well, the Wild have never accomplished anything. Let's take a bunch of their guys. Like, we have just in that
Fair.
Montreal game. We're like, and this guy also a former Hab. I'm like, you know what? Montreal is also rebuilding and have been for longer than us. perhaps we shouldn't have a bunch of their guys. Because if they wanted them, they'd still be there. Just a thought. Granted, it's like Delorier. I think Sealer was there for a minute.
Sealer was a guy there.
Well, they killed another one.
Chuck
Flyers
Fletcher
penalty kill continues
had-
to be fantastic.
And they do it at an elite level. It is truly fantastic what this team has been able to accomplish on the penalty kill under Brad Shaw.
Would like more power killing, though.
Would like to see a little bit more of a push.
It's more fun when they're super aggressive on the pen. I mean, it's cool that it continues to work, obviously, but it's more fun when they're aggressive on it.
Blocked shots, 26-8.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
they have had the puck a lot, Boston has.
They sure have. What do you think of Bobby Brinkside? I think he's having a pretty good game.
They've had some good
He's
shifts.
had some chances out there.
They've had some shifts.
A team with, what do we have, 50 minutes almost, 13 shots on goal.
Hey, another
I'm not going
face-off.
to say any of the forwards have been particularly impressive.
Well, no one's.
But they've limited the chances for
slaying.
Boston.
That line has probably been the best. We were actually talking about this before we went back on for the start of the third period, that the Lawton-Farabee-Brink line was the line that was on the ice for that super long 2+ minute shift. Despite that, they are the only line of the Flyers that has above a 50% expected goal share at
Look at
5-on-5. So despite the fact that they got hemmed in their own zone for that long, gave up a few shots and chances during that shift, they still come out ahead on the overall differential sheet for expected goals, which speaks to the work they've done the rest of the period
Having
and
a-
the rest of the game.
Pretty solid game.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
shabby.
Now, the line that is dead last in expected goal differential for the Flyers is the fourth line of Noah Cates, Ryan Paling, and Garnet Hathaway.
They're
Well,
doing their best.
They're around 20%. Not the best.
Someone's got to be at the bottom, and you want to be your fourth line, right?
Fair.
The fourth line on the road, probably going to get some unfavorable matchups.
Yeah.
But there are still 10 minutes left in this period. I feel like they can't.
Ooh, big collision
Who
there.
even got the worst of that?
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
know.
even tell what. I feel
It
like
was
they
Eric
both kind of.
Johnson on the Flyers.
They both kind of missed.
Seriously.
Yeah, just let
Who's
him
hitting
keep hitting him
Michkov?
now that he's on the ice and the puck's
What
gone.
in the
Oh.
world? Someone destroy him. Yes, thank you, Travis Konechny. No one touches our boy.
Let's see Mish drop the gloves.
No. No one touches his
that.
face.
He's got that Russian bear strength.
He's probably been pushing wheels up a hill somewhere.
So Andre gets buried.
Oh, that was Andre that got
Yeah, well,
buried.
36 and
Okay.
39.
Okay.
And then Andre gives
Okay.
him a pop, which fair.
Good
He's,
stuff.
he's
Yeah.
sitting on you.
Yeah. I don't like this guy.
Poitras.
No.
Yeah,
don't
I
like
can't
him.
say his name.
Poitras.
Poitras.
Nah, my mouth doesn't.
So
make
1-1.
that voice.
They just gave it to both of them. Fair.
All right, at least it
Cowards.
wasn't Mish. That's good. Everyone else could get punched.
They're pretty similar in terms of build. Like I think Andre is listed at 5'9". I think there's a good chance Michkov actually is 5'9", even if he's listed at like 5'11". And they're both like stocky. Despite the fact that they're not tall, they're both pretty built.
Now, Andre, when you see him in physical battles, he's not like Shane Gostisbehere, where it's like you push him and he goes flying like a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like he holds his own.
I
Yeah, he
gotta
does.
see something. Did they list Michkov as 5'11"? I
He's
gotta
like
see.
5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Yeah, it's like,
5'10".
5'10".
Oh, fam.
that's that.
Tinder 5'10".
That's that.
Tender 5'10".
Yeah.
That's that Allen Iverson. That's that Allen Iverson 6 foot.
Yeah.
When he's like,
Yeah.
he needs a step stool to get in his SUV.
But he's 5'8". Just
He might
gonna
be 5'9".
throw that out.
Let's
be
get
fun.
another one of
5'8".
these. Let's get another one of these random trivia questions.
Oh, let's go.
Beautiful.
This long tenured tall defenseman registered 159 points as a Flyer, 69th most in franchise history.
Tall defenseman.
Long tenured.
Long tenured tall defenseman.
I mean, you could have given me an era.
Pre and post lockout. A little post.
Pre and post lockout. Long tenured tall defenseman. Is it Tarian?
Is what?
Tarian?
Chris Tarian.
Oh, it was Chris
correct.
Tarian. Okay.
69th most points in franchise history.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Chris Tarian.
Friend of the pod, Chris Tarian.
No comment.
He was, in fact, tall. People forget that.
No, I like the feistiness from Andre.
Yeah.
Because he's a smaller defenseman.
Me
They're
too.
going to try to
They
do
are
this to
going
him.
to target him.
He's got to fight back.
No, it's if you're going to take a shot at him, he needs to punch you back in the mouth.
Yeah.
Little 4-on-4 action here. This is Paling's time to shine.
I mean,
He's got some room.
Yeah, there's space. I just don't know if he has the creativity to take advantage of the space, but there's space.
He scored a hat trick one time. Oh!
Oh,
So
man.
close.
That was a really good pass by
That was
Cates.
a great pass.
It's a really good Cates pass.
I can't believe that got through.
Yeah.
9:05 left here in the third period for our PHLY Flyers watch along.
14
brought to
shots
you
on goal.
by Coors Light. Flyers averaging shot every about 4 minutes or so. While we have some time, I want to tell you about our watch party coming up at Screwballs. It's going to be a outstanding time, and I had the date right in front of me, and I have lost it now. The 9th, November 9th. Screwballs, we're going to be there for a pre- and post-game show, and we'll be hanging out at the bar, watch party. Come and hang out with us. Should be an awesome time.
Saturday night, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday night. That's the game against the Panthers, if I remember correctly, because I will be on that road trip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When is this watch party? I was not listening at all to what you were saying.
It is Saturday the 9th.
November 9th?
Saturday,
At Screwballs.
11/9, starting at 5:30 p.m. Yeah, it's Flyers Panthers, so that should be a lot of fun.
Maybe I'll come hang.
I'm
with
hoping you do,
nerds.
because you are in the promo poster.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It's from the. It looks like the draft party with me, you, and JP.
Dear God.
Oh, Risto.
Who authorized that?
Risto
Not me.
had an opportunity. He had the puck. He was moving with speed. And then with the help of a stick check, he whiffed on the shot.
Wow.
I wouldn't say he did it all on his own. There was a stick in there, but it was just one of those like, ooh, that might be interesting.
What
Nope.
really are our expectations for Risto? Like,
I mean, he hasn't been bad this year. It's
No.
just he hasn't produced anything offensively, and we probably should just accept that he isn't going to do that anymore because he's had that coached out of his game for better or worse.
the best
Mostly
thing,
for better. He's a better
Yeah,
player for
no,
it. It's
he's-
just that he doesn't score anymore.
You know when
he
he would
is
score?
considerably better than when
Power
he
play.
got here.
Use
The
those
best
power
thing
play
Risto
notes.
can do is not suck. Like that's.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
he
know what
hasn't
else
sucked.
we can ask from.
He's
the
been
guy.
perfectly fine, especially now that he's away from Yegor Zamula, with whom
Another
he was
block.
not good. But again, that was, I think, mostly the struggles of Yegor Zamula.
He did be struggling.
Because now Ristolainen is getting first pair minutes, and he's looking a lot better than he looked
Yeah.
at third pair minutes.
No, that's the. I think we talked about this in pregame. Like, all right, this third pair just kind of stinks to start the year. I'm going to blame both. And then Zamula and he got broken up, and Risto looks fine.
Yeah.
So
And he's getting tougher matchups.
yes. Also, Emil Andre is playing, and Zamula's no longer in the lineup.
Yeah. And I guess in fairness, there was a long stretch until the very, very end when that Zamula-Ristolainen pairing was getting used as the second pair.
Yes,
They were using the Drysdale
The,
pair as the third pair.
especially while
Sealer was
while
out.
Sealer was out, and it's Johnson and
Yeah.
Drysdale. It's like
It's true.
we don't even know if these two like can play.
Yeah. Yeah.
One's 36 years old, and the other we don't think is an NHL player right now.
Yeah. John Tortorella, and I quote, he needs to learn how to play hockey.
You know, he's had a hell of a career already for a guy that doesn't know how to play.
Doesn't know how to
hockey.
play. Oh,
He had
look
like
at
a
that.
30-point season.
Pretty good for not knowing.
Michkov almost was gifted a goal there.
Would have been nice.
Ah! Mish, come on.
on.
We need you to stay on this point of game pace.
Yeah, you got to keep up with Stanky.
Stanky?
What's his name?
Is that actually his nickname?
I'm sure it is.
Probably.
In this room. That's what I call him.
Logie.
Logs. I mean, Stanky would be a fun nickname, even if it's not terribly like creative, just because Stank is fun.
Hockey nicknames are never creative.
No.
So
Once in a
Stanky.
while, but pretty rarely.
Stanky works just fine, in my opinion. Maybe he's actually stanky, too. Five minutes
Under
left.
5 minutes. Still no goals for Boston. Ersson working on
Don't say it.
I would never.
Don't say it.
I would get out of this chair and
I
slap.
can't I can't remember who it was, but it was an intermission report like years ago, and Michael Barkan said it, and
Should have been fired on the spot, honestly.
and whoever it might have been Tockett still at the time, doing the was the co-host for the NBC Sports
he had a run.
Comcast. He had a run.
He had a run.
And he like Barkan said it, and then the look on Tockett's face was like, if Ron Hextall had heard you say that back in the day, you'd have no teeth. Like he would straight up blocker you. He would two-hand you. Like he was apoplectic about it.
Yeah.
And like I've always thought, like, no, you don't go up to a pitcher in the dugout and be like, "Hey, you're working on a no-hitter, huh, kid?" But like the announcers, the players can't hear them.
It's total bullshit.
Whoa, whoa.
I think the broadcasters are allowed to say it.
It has nothing to do with someone hearing you. You can't put it out into the universe.
How come when I put good things out into the universe, they don't come true? It's only the bad stuff.
That way.
It's only the bad stuff.
Yes. That's how it works.
If I could control things, there'd be more than 2 parades in the 36 years I've been alive. The Flyers wouldn't be working on the 50th anniversary of their last Stanley Cup.
I just don't say it because I don't feel like dealing with people yelling at me on Twitter for it. Like, I don't believe it. I think it's crap, but it's not worth the hassle.
I'll play along with insane people.
How dare you?
I have friends.
I'm
and
extremely
family.
rational.
All right,
I would
so
just like to point out
go
that
ahead,
I'm wearing this Tippett jersey
Bobby.
that I wore on Saturday.
That's off by a mile.
And what's happening here is that the Flyers are currently winning this hockey game.
Yeah, you might be on to
So you're
something.
allowed to say they're winning.
Well, they are winning. That's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Get
No.
it back to him.
I don't make these rules, Charlie.
Oh,
It's exactly what they had to do.
Very
Farabee
strong.
went to the place he should have
they
went.
did the thing they needed
Yeah.
to do.
It was the right play. Korpisalo made a good save. Okay, so when do they pull Korpisalo? Do you get the sense that Montgomery is an aggressive goalie puller, or
You
does
would
he
think
wait?
that he would be.
Does he wait?
He seems like the kind of guy who would listen to nerds on these things.
I was very surprised at how early Torts did it the other game. It was 1 goal, and he did it at like 2:40, I think.
Now there's the whistle.
But the nerds seem to believe you should get the goalie out as soon as possible.
What I
ASAP.
will say, though, is that it becomes more in your favor if you're down by more than a goal.
Yes.
Where it's like, if you're down 2 goals, then yeah, pull them real early. If you're down 1, I think it's still, you should pull it early, but it's less
3
imperative.
goals. The numbers we read the other day, 3
Can we
goals
pull
was
up
like
that term
24
paper
minutes,
that
which
I
is
read?
which is 4 minutes left in the second period.
It was
Yeah.
like 24 minutes.
Yeah,
Hold on,
just
let me
go the
pull
whole
it up.
game without a goalie.
I mean, the Flyers have for a lot of this season.
It's a reasonable point.
Let me find it.
I thought you were going to say the Flyers have for the
last 30
large
years.
part of their history.
Most of the last 30 years.
Oh, God, what a team.
This Stanley Cup champion has the 7th and 8th highest total PIM seasons in team history and the 9th most total penalty minutes to go along with the 69th most games played in franchise history. He is a Stanley Cup champion, former enforcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. Who do you think it is?
Stanley Cup champion and former enforcer?
He may not have won his cup here.
I assumed.
Ruby?
I assumed as much.
Read the rest of the question again.
This Stanley Cup champion has the 7th and 8th highest total penalty minutes individual seasons in team history, and the 9th most total penalty minutes, to go along with the 69th most games played in franchise history.
Berube?
You guess
Craig Berube is correct.
Craig.
Nailed it.
All right. Well, Korpisalo appears to be going back into his net.
323 left here in the third.
Where is the part?
I guess, like, I mean, I don't know where he ranks. Probably not as high as Berube, but I guess Tocchet qualifies too, right? Because he has has a cup as an assistant coach with the Penguins.
He does.
Okay.
I think Tocchet was on the 2nd
Here it is.
Cup team in Pittsburgh.
Was he?
When you're down,
as an assistant, or are you talking about the 90s?
The
ones?
90s.
90s ones.
I think
Okay.
the Flyers traded him there, like at the deadline for their 2nd Mario Cup.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not an expert in Rick Tocchet lore, but I know he was the assistant coach of those Phil Kessel.
That
Penguins
might have been
teams.
how we got Recchi, I want to say. I'm not positive.
yes. So down 2 goals, you're meant to pull the goalie with 13 minutes to go. When down 3 goals, you should pull the goalie with 3:40 left in the second period.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Oh.
That's some of that blazing speed on display. From
Yeah.
Sean
Listen,
Couturier.
he did his best.
Listen, he made a defensive
He
play.
got
No, he
there.
did.
They have to regroup at least. They have to
I
break
mean,
back in.
maybe the Couturier from 6 years ago scores on that one, but it's not 6 years ago.
I was just hoping he'd get hauled down so we could see that.
That would have been.
That awesome
Oh, yeah.
going backwards move he does.
Yeah.
Scored on that on a penalty shot last year.
Scored a couple penalty shots, if I remember correctly. Or shootouts, I mean.
He scored on a couple of shootouts and
Yeah.
1 penalty shot.
He was trying to, and then he got checked. Good play, though. Nice block, and hey, killing some time.
All right, 240 here. It's good to be having offensive zone
240.
face-off at this time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you can take a little time off the clock, force them to keep Korpisalo in the net. Flyers making a little comeback here in shots on goal.
They are.
They have been getting some pressure.
Little push late.
Third period team. I've said it all year.
Well, they didn't lose the second period tonight.
That's true.
That's the craziest stat, that they're minus 13 on the season, minus 13 in the second period.
Well, now they're minus 12 because they scored a goal in the second period, and the
And their
Boston
goal
Bruins did not.
differential, if the score is to
Still
hold,
be minus 12.
is minus 12.
That's a fair point.
We will see.
Yeah.
Korpisalo.
Well, they
Almost
they
gets
messed up
pulled.
a puck transfer, so he was going to follow them up.
That's nice. All right, cut off again. They got
Kills
to
even
recycle.
more time.
I feel like he should have held that a second or two before, but we can't all be Mike Richards.
And beat out Risto there.
More
Well,
people
Risto
should
got
be
Knocked
back.
Mike
down. There we
Richards,
go.
though.
No.
Cover.
All right,
Eh.
Harrison
All right.
freezes
All
it.
right, so
Minute
154
54.
left. Defensive zone draw for the Flyers.
Let's go, boys.
Do they hold it?
Yes.
Okay. I am looking at you, Kelly.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
This game, overtime, brought to you by our friends at Coors Light.
The both of you.
I am putting
with
the
my
opposite
hands.
out. If you say the thing, the opposite happens. That's how this all works, isn't it?
No.
It's whatever you say, the bad
You've
thing
been
happens no matter
watching
what.
hockey as long as me. I have to explain these rules.
You
to
don't say the good thing's going to happen, but you definitely don't say the bad thing's going to happen.
You can say the good thing is going to happen, but you
But
can't
you can't say
influence
it explicitly. You need to
But
talk
you can't
around
say the
it.
bad thing.
It's like a Blue Chew read. You have to do the innuendo.
Okay.
Yeah.
you have to insinuate
Yeah.
the win.
When I went downstairs earlier, I was really never mind. I was really afraid that I was going to get
Are you gripping the stick too hard in the third period?
really afraid I was going to get shut out, but I meant to leave the door. I purposefully left the door open so it wouldn't happen.
Good job.
Yeah.
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 And if you don't want to get shut out,
Got to drive to the slot. That is the way to score a goal.
Listen, when that goalie's pulled, you got to make sure you get in there. All right, minute 54. Here we go. Puck is about to be
Get your head in
dropped.
the game, William.
Empty net for Boston. 6-on-5. Little scrum, little tie up here on the face-off. Good stuff. Flyers come away with it.
Get it out.
And they're unable to clear the zone. Now they do. That's good.
Not a full-fledged clear, though.
I know, but kill a couple of seconds off the clock.
And cut off the dump
There
in.
you
They
go.
get it out
All
again.
right.
Puck comes out
Get
to
there.
center. Ugh. 90 seconds in regulation. I feel like everyone in the chat
it looks
knows
like
what happened
the defensive adjustment
just
for
shy.
the first line when they want to kill the game is Kate's coming in for Michkov.
Kate's for Mish. It gives you another center.
Yeah, it gives you
Yeah.
a second center in case Couturier gets tossed. And also, Kate's is obviously significantly better defensively.
Better defensive player than Mish.
Yeah, not even close. But it's just interesting. It's interesting to see how they use their players, the deployment.
Yeah.
At what point does Michkov start being trusted in situations like this? We're clearly not there yet.
Because
at some point he might be.
We got to bump that goal total with some empty netters, man.
That's right.
That's how you turn 45 into 50.
Add those numbers.
I mean, there was a time period where the idea of Travis Konecny being on the ice to protect a lead late was laughable.
No.
And he turns it over there.
Yes.
All right.
There's Noah Cates.
Go.
Win
go,
this
go,
race.
Go.
He is winning
Cates
it.
cancels the icing.
He won it.
Get in there.
Good. Oh, this is tremendous. Kit work here by Cates.
Well, he didn't get it in there, but
he didn't get the empty
great
netter,
work.
But,
Heck of
killed a good 20
heck
seconds
of an
there.
effort.
he's going to need to come off on a
Oh,
change,
he's dead.
though.
Yeah, he's dead. But he earned that break.
That was outstanding.
Also, that little play at center just knocked the puck back was nice. Good defensive work here for the majority of this game. 45 seconds. Let's see if they can close it out. All right. Little centering pass eludes everyone. Pasta's out on the point.
Blocks
Yeah.
out to
Blocked, and
center.
it's back out to center with about 30 seconds left. Here we go.
Ooh, great play. Joel Farabee.
Bees.
And Joel ices it with the empty netter.
Joel Farabee
Oh,
Farabee
baby.
comes
Getting
through.
a big shift there
Doing
for
it
Joel.
for the moms.
That's a big one for Joel Farabee.
That is a nice.
Especially coming after Sunday's game where he showed the energy. He was buzzing. Joel Farabee, the B, was buzzing, but he didn't have anything to show for it. Tonight, he's got something to
I'm
show for
always
it.
so proud when Charlie uses wordplay.
BB buzzing. Now, that's just a heads-up play.
Mm-hmm.
Just has his stick in that lane just in case.
Be in the right place.
Most likely, he's passing it to the right, but you have his stick in that lane just in case he goes back, and he did. And Farabee's right there to break up the play and then flip it in
Kept
the open
his
net.
body in position for the angle. Had his stick in the other lane. Good
just-
stuff.
Yeah, just a
All
heads-up
right,
play
now
by Joel
19
Farabee.
seconds for Ersson to lock down this feat that he is working on. 8.
Yes, I believe he is going to get a shutout.
And that is career shutout number 6
For Sam
Ersson.
Did I or did I not tell you the Flyers are going to win
Wow.
in Boston today?
The first regulation win in Boston since October 6th, 2011.
Beautiful.
Oh, right, because I think it was a shootout win or an overtime win.
2011.
All right, so that will do it. The Flyers have iced it. Sam Ersson with his 6th.
Now they're saying 5th.
4,
Outstanding.
5. This is number 6.
Okay, well,
The Hockey Reference
hockey
has
reference.
5 already. He
All
had
right.
1 in 22-23, 4 last year, and now 1 this season.
Okay, well, perhaps NBC Sports Philadelphia was wrong.
Perhaps. I found an error on Flyers history last night that I emailed them about. Sometimes you make
Look
mistakes.
at you.
I found an error on Hockey Reference once.
Did you really?
They had Giroux's numbers just added up incorrectly.
Huh.
I was like, it adds to this and it's just wrong. And they were like, oh, yeah, you're right.
you know.
All right, that is the PHLY Flyers Watch Along, brought to you by our friends at Coors Light.
We got the post game coming.
Yeah, well, stay tuned. We're not going anywhere, but make sure you choose chill. The Flyers, well, they were chill tonight. They chilled out the Boston Bruins, absolutely. Make sure you crack an ice cold Coors Light, and then join us for Postgame right here on this YouTube page. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll tweet out the link. Don't you worry. But if you are subscribed, you have those notifications, your device will just tell you. So
Yes.
make sure you're tuned in. That's it. I'm Bill. That's Charlie. That's Kelly. We'll be back in a few. Go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.